This episode contains a content warning for gore. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the treacherous woodlands of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Robbie, you so fine, Bellekom, Sam,
thank you,
you're fine, Burns, and Ellie, fine, Sparrow.
Oh.
I would like that to be my middle name. Ellie, fine, Sparrow.
Because it's episode 109.
Yay!
Yay!
And 9 rhymes with fine.
Fine.
Connections.
Sometimes they have connections, sometimes they don't.
I don't feel like 109 is a significant number.
It's not, but like...
Robbie, is it a prime?
I think
I'm trying
it
to
is.
think. Looking at anything that...
I'm asking
Goes
Robbie
into-
because they really liked prime numbers, not just because I'm mean singling
It might
somebody
be.
out for maths.
I only learnt them up to 100. and
Oh,
then I
true.
forgot them.
Yeah, you did.
It
But,
feels like a prime.
It does feel like a prime.
Might be, yeah.
Like, I can't think of any other times table it would be in.
No.
Oh, nope. Wait. No, that'd be 49. No. 119 is divisible by 7, but not 109.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might be a prime.
And it also rhymes with 9.
Yay!
This is what you tune in for. Silence as we all decide whether 109 is a prime number.
Never leave dead space, Jason. That's what they taught us in radio class.
There's going to be someone who will have figured it out just much faster than any of us and is screaming at their device of
I'm gonna
choice
get
right now.
tweets about prime numbers.
Yeah.
Like I know I am.
So, it's time for us then to cast our minds into the future and demand of the prime us. Not us here, the alternate versions, but prime Flintlocks crew. What messages from the real world?
Ugh.
It's Prime Jason, with messages from the real world. And now, to help promote us, it's time for the fevered ramblings of a diseased mind. Siblings, the gate stands ready. I know you have travelled far. We, each of us, have sacrificed much to reach this profane sanctuary. Some may never be the same. But now, at last, we have arrived. Beyond this tattered veil lies all we have sought these long years. The Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon. All we need do is cross beyond to embrace the blessings of extra content and bonus features, of blog posts and extra stories narrated by the cast, of artwork and a monthly poll to design elements to go into the game. Prepare the 7 cursed cow and cross over to patreon.com/Flintlocks and Fireballs through the link in the description. The gate stands ready. Once again, we are involved with the online group Heist Game Agent Venture, where you and your socially distant friends can infiltrate a corrupt corporation's HQ with nothing more than a laptop and an internet connection. Also, you can try out Episode 2, Cyborg Island. Check out the link in the description. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, False Jason.
I knew you were going to fucking do that. You had that face on you. You were staring at the microphone. I have questions if there's a prime us in the prime reality. Is that one shit? Because if so, I want to transfer.
If it is shit,
Because
you want to
this one's
transfer.
shit, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
We're in the darkest timeline.
We're in one
Where's
of the
my
darker
goatee?
timelines.
Yes, we all need, like, dark hair and goatee.
Yes.
I mean, I'm there kind of already, so...
You have the darkest timeline beard, actually.
This is true,
Like,
yeah,
genuinely. I have a shaved head. Does that count? Is that a darkest timeline thing?
It's the
Oh,
regular
no, you have
timeline.
to put a blue streak in your hair.
Yeah.
Just get like a marker pen and draw on my head.
It'd be quite quick, wouldn't it, now? Just pass me a Sharpie.
Draw like a pretend parting on.
No, you've come in from that timeline where politics got replaced by various ska bands. Which sounds like a really lovely, really lovely alternate reality.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Sounds preferable.
We just sing when things go wrong.
Oh.
And there are
Speaking
trumpets.
of singing,
Oh, the theme tune's about to happen.
it's time for the theme tune to lead us into tonight's episode, or whatever time of the day you're listening, of Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously on Flintlocks and Fireballs, the party have crossed through the Panican forest, reaching at long last the ruins of Then, a gigantic city, in that it was created by giants, but it is also literally gigantic, that seems to have been one of the bastions of the Cloudwalkers, the gigantic civilization that was previously dominant on Eastern Sundown. Following the call of a jade key that Scamp possessed, the party made their way, it seemed to their goal, into the central citadel of Them, past numerous fiendish defences, literally fiendish in the case of the actual army of demons outside, and into the portal chamber, finding a vast and ruined teleport platform from a bygone age. But the key was not done. It led them to a small storage chamber, which, unable to be opened, was not, as far as seems apparent, emptied out with the rest of the citadel, but kept its bounty. A handful of long desiccated grain sacks, a message from the distant past, and 3 artifacts sealed away in a chest. One of these artifacts has proven to be none other than a portable teleport platform, just wide enough to permit 4 medium-sized creatures to travel on it, plus maybe one Corzin held in the arms.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, I love it.
I'd need to be on your shoulders or something.
I can't
No,
believe
held like a teddy bear.
that would work as well. Additionally, you also found a couple of other things. You found a new friend, a dog toy, a magical dog toy, which is literally a phantom hound the size of a wagon. Kerberos, who, since you know the command, will respond to commands uttered by Corzin to come, go, fetch, stay, and guard. You also have something else, a bracelet, which is far too wide to be worn on any of your arms, but which could be worn around your neck as a sort of stylish choker. And amongst the bodies that you found, the ancient bodies, skeletons within the teleport chamber, you found Sine Fortalane, the Sky Glaive, an ancient and legendary relic of the Achene, dating back to when the northern founders of the Achene, the Toshana Achene, broke apart after the disappearance of the Cloudwalkers. Exhausted, you slumped into a pile on the surprisingly warm phantom fur and soft phantom fur of your new giant hound and took the opportunity for a long rest. Securely ensconced within the keep, within the sealed doors of the teleport platform chamber, you awaken. I'm going to say Scamp awakens first to find that Odinone and Helvi, the dwarf gunsmith you picked up along the way, who had essentially been abandoned in the forest by Herr Bellekom, the archaeologist, are already up and awake and have been gathering together the skeletons of the long dead Achene and arranging them by using what scraps of fabric still exist to bind the bodies together. It would seem perhaps for transport or burial.
Okay.
However,
Do you need a hand with that?
the Odinone looks up. No, we have already done most of it. But thank you. Between the pair of us, with them now mostly being bones, we should be able to carry them.
Okay. That's good. Well, don't mind me. I'm just going to identify this here bracelet. It's going to take me a little while.
You settle down and pass the bracelet through your hands, and yeah, you don't need to use it. There's no immediate effect for you when you pick it up. You feel a weird sort of sharpening of your senses that doesn't quite make sense. But when you passing it through your fingers, you start to pick up the slow hints and flashes of meaning, of purpose. And at the end of the 10 minutes of ritual, they coalesce into a sense of what this is. This is the panoptical bracelet. It is, in fact, this would be... But this would be, I think this would actually be the Argos Panoptical Bracelet, would be the correct name. So this would be the Argo Panoptical Bracelet, and it has different effects depending on whether you're attuned or not.
Okay.
It's sharp. If you are not attuned to it, it will simply sharpen your senses a little bit. A creature that does not have dark vision will gain dark vision of 60 feet. A creature that already has 60 feet of dark vision will gain it out to 120 feet. If attuned, however, it's not clear exactly how it will work, but it will significantly enhance your perception. Regardless of your previous levels of dark vision, you will gain dark vision out to 120 feet. You will be able to perceive invisible and ethereal creatures and objects. It will grant advantage on wisdom perception checks, but you also get a sense that it will make you the wearer susceptible to light in some way. They'll be particularly prone to bright lights causing temporary blindness if directly shone on them.
Okay. Well, this is fun.
But yes, just to remind you, the bracelet itself is of white gold, and the flat central portion has a stylized eye depicted on it.
Okay.
Fun.
Pretty. Is this an Achene artifact? Should we be giving it back?
You do have a sense of its maker. This was created by... Actually, you don't actually know their name, but you do know that it was created by the giant in the image. In the image that is repeating, playing the message.
That one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, a case could be made that it's an Achene artifact, or debatable, but it is certainly a gigantic artifact.
Okay. Well, we'll argue that later.
It's a little bit like saying if you found something from the Roman Empire, does the state of Italy have a claim on it?
If you find it in Italy, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yes is the answer.
Okay. Anyone else up yet?
I'll say the others wake up soon enough.
Coffee.
All right.
Oh, gross. What is wrong with you?
Coffee, morning. Hello.
That was surprisingly soft. He sort of reaches up and gives the dog a stroke.
The dog appears to be well designed. It sort of goes and sort of leans into it.
I don't normally like animals, but I like this one.
It's a puppy.
Big and soft and good to sleep on.
Yes.
Corzin, you should look after this bracelet. It'll make you see in the dark.
Ooh, definitely
useful.
I mean,
Yes.
it does loads more stuff, and I explain all of the
Yeah.
things.
But you have to attune for those effects.
Oh yeah, I feel like that'd be really terrible for me. I already hate light. Imagine what it'd do to my eyes. Fucking hell. No.
You'd be a mess.
Oh, it'd be awful. I'm already a mess. I've already got to wear these fucking glasses most of the time. Fucking bright up here.
Okay, I don't think I have any other items that I'm currently attuned to unless my armor counts as one.
I have an extremely important question.
Yeah?
It's a choker on most people.
Yep.
Could it be a
Yeah.
belt
yeah.
on course?
Yeah, on Corzin it
Actually,
would
it
have
could
to
be
be
a belt on
belt.
Corzin, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A belt of seeing. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
just
say it's a
scratch
belt.
out bracelet and put
But like,
belt
if it's
of
like a
seeing.
largest, if
Yeah.
it's like a largest choker on Celestia,
Yeah.
who is like 2.5 times the size.
Yeah.
That's
It's a-
like his
It's
waist.
a slight stretch, but yeah,
Yeah.
it'll fit as a belt. Sure. You place the belt on, you now have a stylish sort of eye around your midriff.
Okay, that works.
Assuming it's a slightly like big choker
Yeah.
that you kind of like
Yeah, it is.
expand to take off. Yeah.
Do you...
If I could request the write up for this at
Sure.
some
Do you,
convenient point.
For the moment, note that you have 60 feet of dark vision. Do you spend the next hour attuning to it?
Why
Well,
not?
I've got some
Yeah.
stuff to do, so...
Okay. Nothing happens at first, but I'll describe what happens over the course of the hour after the next thing, after whatever
I
happens
mean, we
next.
should get you some sunglasses
No, we really
if
should.
you're gonna wear them. Just...
I feel like you'd look better in the little like half moon shape though. I don't know.
Oh, you'd look good in little glasses.
You've got like a face for half moon glasses.
I hadn't really thought of it like that, but well, where was it you got yours again?
Oh fucking hell! Back in
That's a really good and
episode 3 or
difficult
something.
question.
That was,
were
you actually
we?
got them in Paid as March from cartographer / optician.
Paid as March. Yeah, let's go back there and get some more. No, there must be somebody else who does them.
Bit
Honestly.
of a commute at this point. I'm sure though there's got to be some craftsmen we can speak to closer to home.
Definitely. If
Yeah,
it's really
bound
bad
to
borrow
be.
mine.
So, anything else you want to do while this hour?
Is it the same day?
we should talk about how we're travelling.
Yeah, it's about the even. It is broadly the evening of the first of falling leaves.
Right, just double checking that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still the first, but you're probably around sunsetish by this point.
We
How long
slept
is
at
it
a
going to
weird
take
time.
us to get back to...
It'll take you 10 days
Oh, god damn it.
because you are going through forest.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the forest on my birthday.
Oh.
I mean, technically, you don't have to be.
That's the point.
technically not.
Actually, yeah.
I don't want to leave the thing
Can't
in the
leave
forest
it in the forest,
and just hope for
no.
the best. It's a terrible idea.
It is a really terrible idea. We definitely can't leave it in the forest. That'd be very bad.
I mean,
During this time, though, I think Corzin would want to try and talk to Celestia about what they're going to do for Scamp's birthday.
that's just a good point, in fairness.
I mean,
The hound, Kerberos, might actually be able to move through a forest effectively in a way
Yeah.
that in a way that a horse can't.
we all rode on Kerberos.
Yeah, so you might actually be able to make better time than that. You wouldn't, not as fast as you would. You won't be able to do your like 80 miles an hour that you usually do, but you might be able to halve that. You might be able to cut it down to like 6 days.
I mean,
That's doable.
did you say the thing about the forest on your birthday, like in character out loud?
I mean, I could have done. Yeah, I probably would have done if I worked out how long it's going to take.
I mean, technically, what could happen is if you wanted to pop and see Wisdom for lunch or something, we could keep going.
Yeah,
You know, not
that's
not the
doable.
whole day because
Well.
we want to make a fuss of you, but if you wanted to pop in for lunch or breakfast or something.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I don't really know how we're going to make a fuss of you in the forest. I'm sure we'll come up with something.
That's
Yeah,
alright.
well,
But, I mean,
Leave it
it's,
with us.
I mean, it is my birthday, but it's also... Isn't it the day we met?
It is the day we met.
It is.
So it's kind of all our birthday.
Oh, it's our collective
In a
party
sense,
birthday. But it's also
I
your
suppose.
birthday specifically because you haven't had enough birthdays.
Yeah.
You've got to have like 6 every birthday to make up for it.
I'll be a grown-up in no time.
Well, when we get back to the ship, regardless, we should have a party.
Oh, very much.
Even if it's late, people have parties when it's convenient around their birthdays. It doesn't have to be on the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should do that, but also we should do
Yeah.
something on your actual birthday as well.
We'll see how it goes. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
What we do have is an unreasonable amount of stuff to carry.
We do have a real problem.
This is true.
But I've been doing some thinking and looking at my notes, and I might be able to do that thing that Victory does where you make a space that isn't there. Like the hidden pocket things.
Well, that would
Oh.
be useful.
That'd be very exciting.
Helvi looks over. Oh, like those street magicians do.
Yes.
Exactly
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, you're going to need some very big sleeves.
Yes.
So much. We're definitely
Their
guys with
sleeves are
NPC.
roomier than you expect.
Well,
So, do we want to take it to New Altmark, and is that possible? Or do we want to pop over to Kion, leave it there and pop back?
I feel super weird leaving this thing here even for a second
Yeah, I get you.
unsupervised.
We should probably get it back to the ship, shouldn't we, before we leave it anyway?
Yes, I think it'll be.
Then we
at
should
least...
take Courage to the Gramanis for dinner, just saying.
Yeah. I mean, even just to... Oh, I don't know. But not in the woods. Not here. This is a terrible place to leave it.
Yeah.
For even a second.
Well, you wouldn't be leaving it. We would be guarding it.
Oh, if you want
I
to,
can't carry all the boxes.
No, I mean not for that. But if you wanted to pop in and see Wisdom on your birthday, we could
Yeah.
guard it for a
That's
bit.
what I mean.
That would
Yeah,
be fine.
but for carrying this... Was it 4 big old chests?
Yeah, you're like me. You're a noodle.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit more noodly than me, which is saying something these days because I gave up some of my strength for blood magic.
Yeah, I've got no strength. I've got none to give up. So, I think if you give me a bit of time, I can figure this out.
Okay, do you think we could take all of it back?
Yeah. But I need some bags. Has anyone got any empty bags?
I should be able to
possibly.
get some together. If not, let's search around here, see if there's anything that's survived.
Roll an investigation check.
Can I do it?
Yeah, sure.
With advantage, because people are
Well,
helping.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
that's
will
decent.
assist Celestia.
Hang on. That's 23.
Okay. you are able to find... you have some options, actually. There are 5 surviving, essentially satchels, or small packs of ancient leather left over from the skeletons of the Qin. There are also a number of sacks of long desiccated grain in that storage room. So you could empty out some sacks as well.
How many do you need?
1 for each of the boxes, and probably 1 for this disc.
Alright, so 4, 5, 5, 4. How many?
5. There's a lot of spells in it. Oh boy.
Is this sustainable?
Yeah. Because if I have any spells left at the end of the night, I can recast it and it lasts longer if I use higher spells.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So it'll take a little bit of juggling, and I won't be at full power ever.
Well, it's only a temporary solution until we get back to the ship.
Yeah.
And hopefully Curb might make that quicker.
Yes.
I love the idea
Right.
of not walking and instead riding on this enormous soft dog.
This will take me an hour.
Okay.
I mean, this will be something to consider when we get closer to New Altmark, but good boy though he is, he's rather conspicuous.
Helvi nods. Would stand out a bit. Like the polka dots on your clothing, Corzin.
What?
You look down. Corzin has, across his clothes, small white dots that have appeared at just various intervals. Just small white points.
Oh.
Looking down at Corzin's skin, you see there are small blue dots. Just one on the back of each of his hands. And also one on either side of his neck. And looking at the back...
Poke one of them.
Corzin, you feel a little bit like someone's just poked you.
Sorry, it was probably invasive. I just wanted to know if you had like a new part of your body or something.
I'm not honestly sure.
The piece...
Where the hell did these come from?
Where do you poke? Would you poke one on Corzin's skin or one on the clothing?
Skin.
Okay. The little blue dot becomes...
Like on the back of his hand.
Yeah, little blue dot briefly becomes a little blue line.
Oh, I want to touch all the white ones.
Again, little white dot becomes a little white line, and Corzin, again, you feel like someone's just like poking you in a part of a body that's kind of hard to describe.
What even is this?
This is how you see better.
It's like blinking.
This is why you're sensitive to light. I don't think sunglasses are going to do it.
Yep, that's like blinking, isn't it? That's what that is. I poke it again.
It feels like someone is poking you in a part of your body.
I'm going to do it myself and see if that changes anything.
It again feels a bit like you get the similar effect, but as you're watching, you can see that there are actually very thin lines appearing, are kind of near the little dots. Over the course of the next hour, you observe tattooed eyes begin to appear on Corzin's skin, like drawings of eyes, with little blue irises and just like skin color for the whites, but with little eyelids, with clear irises, pupils, and in white. The outlines of eyes appear all over Corzin's clothing. And it's weird, Corzin, because it feels a bit like everything's still sharp, but also blurry after a little while. And you get a strange sense of increasing light. And then you realise you're getting feed from extra eyes all around your body. And there's
Have I literally got eyes in the back of my head?
You literally have eyes in the back of your head and the sides of your neck and your shoulders and your actual lower back and your legs.
I hate to ask it, but I need to know. What's going on in your trousers?
I'm I need to know the answer to. Do you have eyes on your balls? I'm sorry, I need the answer to that
Corzin
question.
will turn away from everyone else and check.
I don't want to see. I just want to know.
We don't look like...
You check. You do not. It appears that the eyes appear on the outermost layer of whatever you are wearing. So if you're not wearing anything over... So, for instance, if you pull up your sleeve... Well, you actually don't have sleeves. But, if you pull up your shirt, you can see that there's nothing under... Yeah, you actually bare-chested a lot. So I guess if you pull back your overcoat, your waistcoat, there's no eyes under there. They stay on the waistcoat.
Does he have eyes on his nipples?
Do you tend to leave them
Corzin
uncovered?
reflexively puts his hands over his chest, then realizes, what the hell am I doing?
You have a weird sensation of watching your own hands. You can see your own body from multiple angles, and it honestly, the last 20 minutes of the attunement process is just the magic adapting to allow you to process all of this extra visual feed.
Oh, this is a lot.
Honestly, darling, this is a look.
Take off your jacket a moment, and just see if eyes grow where is now not covered.
Alright.
Taking off your waistcoat, you kind of lose the visual sense from the waistcoat once it's gone, but new little eye dots begin to appear and more quickly this time develop into full tattoos of eyes.
You kind of look amazing.
Alright.
What's going to happen when you're naked?
If I'm naked, I wouldn't be wearing the belt, so hopefully it's not going to be... This is
Molly's
weird.
going to be concerned.
There are certain situations in which having these extra eyeballs could be very interesting.
Well, hang on a minute. And Corzin
Very
turns away
invasive, surely.
turns away from them again.
You can still see them looking at you.
Yeah, with the eyes in the front of his head facing away from them, can he still perceive them in all the detail he could if he were
I
looking
flipped the bird
directly
at him
them?
with both
Oh yeah,
hands.
yeah. It's actually slightly better detail.
What am I doing right now?
2 fingers,
Yeah.
and Corzin flicks the V up.
Oh, it's weird. We can't get away with anything ever again.
Yeah, you can see in all directions.
We never could.
It's true.
You have advantage on perception checks relying on sight.
Okay.
With dark vision to 120 feet, you can see invisible creatures and objects and ethereal things to 120 feet. You cannot close or avert avert these tattooed eyes.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Right. So
You can close your own eyes, but you're still seeing even with your eyes shut.
well, this is going to give me an unfair advantage at hide and seek.
Also, what happens when you sleep?
Oh.
Genuinely.
That's a very good point. I hadn't
Try
thought
now.
of
Go
that.
to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep now.
Good, relax. Sleep, relax right now.
I would imagine that, well... Actually, this is something we're just going to have to figure out when it happens. If, worst case scenario, I'll just take it off.
Oh, we're going to have to start being...
Moo.
You can't turn away ever. That's an interesting problem.
I mean, I'm sure it's both a blessing and a curse in some situations, but for now, I'm actually pleased that it's that much harder for anyone to get the jump on us.
That is
Yeah, no,
nice.
that will be useful. For now, that's super useful.
They are at least slightly stylized tattoos of eyes for the most part on your skin and across your clothing. It just looks like you have it looks less like you have real eyes on your clothes and more like you just have this really specific style that you've really
I just
committed
thought
to.
of a really, really weird and slightly disturbing image of if Corzin has eyes tattooed on him, he could cover his eyes with his hands, and there are eyes on the flip side of his hands.
Like in Labyrinth. Pan's
Yep.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, everyone thinking Pan's Labyrinth.
There
Yeah.
are eyes on both the backs of your hands and your palms, by the way. So you do have the strange sensation of holding your weapons and also seeing the grain really up close.
Oh,
There is an experiment that we should do.
what?
We
Yeah?
should see how much of a problem light is, genuinely. Shall I make
Yeah.
some little lights and just make them fly about a bit and see how much of an issue that
That's a
actually
point.
is, because it might be worth just knowing the measure
Okay.
of that before we try and make a
No, it's
journey.
good.
Yeah.
That's a very good, sensible idea. All
So
right, give
just
us one so far.
make a few dancing lights and basically just make them kind of fly around Corzin a bit.
All right, let's have one first, then two, etc.
All right, we'll do one. So just
So-
make it kind of go in a slow circle around him.
It's only they're kind of it's a little painful having them close, but when one of them actually gets like right next to one of the eyes,
Yeah,
or
I do like a
touches
big
them,
circle and make it smaller
Yeah,
with one,
that's
just to like see when
when-
it's a problem.
that's when a point when all of the eyes just seem to blink at once, and it's like you just get like a flash through your whole body, and even though your actual eyes aren't necessarily nearby, everything just whites out. And you are temporarily blinded. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Jesus.
All right.
Dancing lights aren't bright either.
That's a 13.
I'm going to say it actually takes you like 2 or 3 rounds before you stabilize. Like you kind of blink, and you kind of get your senses back. But it's a bit like someone put a candle flame right next to your eyeball.
But like everywhere.
All right,
yeah,
yeah.
but like everywhere.
I was thinking more like staring directly into a light bulb
Yeah.
for any length of time.
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Okay.
Right, we're going to have to be careful.
All right. Oh, right. So, careful with how the light is, but I suppose
Well, it
This
looks
does
like
mean
I
that
can
we're-
do that far away from you. So if we're with other
Yeah.
people who need that, that's okay. I just don't put them too near you.
yeah, and
Yeah, do any of us need it? Did we all have dark vision now? Or is-
I mean, us three do.
do a chin.
Do dwarves have dark vision?
Dwarves have dark vision, definitely.
Yeah, dwarves we
Just
know
do a
about. But
teen.
Let me just check my notes. Yes, actually, a Ching do have dark vision.
Oh,
60
that's
dark
everyone.
vision.
Amazing.
Yes.
right.
As you know, though, dark vision doesn't give you any sense of color. You can't read under dark vision. But if you need to move around stealthily, yeah, you now all have dark vision.
That's good to know.
That's really handy.
Also, it'll make it less easy for us to be tracked at night if we're moving at night.
True. Is it like you just never blink?
Seemingly,
That's
but
weird.
like it's only the eyes in the middle of my head that I'm blinking with ever anyway.
That's really weird. Yeah, but you can still see out of all the... That's really strange.
It
That
is.
must be exhausting. If you get really tired, let us know.
I will. For
Give
now,
it a
it's
trial
just
period, you know?
You have there's a little bit of a headache of tuning, but it's you're surprisingly okay with it now. There's clearly some sort of magic taking on the extra load here.
It's not just like a normal person that can suddenly
Yeah.
see out of all of their surfaces.
Yeah, you're not collapsing from visual overload.
Because most people would, I think. I'm not being funny.
No, this apparently contains enough optical processing power included into it.
Someone on the back through your legs doesn't... It's going to make sitting down really weird.
best I could really describe it
On
is
your
like when
bum.
you're,
If you're naked, they'll be on your bum.
You'll have arse eyeballs.
as previously stated, if I'm naked, I'm not wearing the belt.
Yeah, but it depends how long you're
What
naked
if you
for.
go to the toilet?
Then
wow.
it's probably going to be a bit more of a game aiming, or maybe I'll be better. I
You'll
don't
actually
know.
be a lot better at aiming.
Shitting's going to be an experience. You never usually get that view.
One of the
Oh, you never want that.
No, I
view.
don't
Why
want that
would you-
view.
one of the
Fortunately, neither of you have to deal with that.
Why do we bring everything back to shitting? What is wrong with us recently?
DM gives us an exciting new magic item.
What happens when you poo?
testing with like a little dried apple that you have as part of your provisions, like throwing it up and down. Despite the fact that you can see through multiple angles, this does not negatively affect your hand-eye coordination.
That'd be a shame.
That's good.
Good.
Oh, hey. Throw something at me from while I'm facing away
Okay,
from you.
throw whatever I've got. I don't know what
Okay,
it is. I've got
I catch
something.
Both of you make a
I
I guess
find-
this is an athletics check.
I found the nearest thing that's in my bag. Let's see what it is, just out of interest. It's I'll throw a wiener at him.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't have a wiener. You have the jar of wieners.
Yeah, I take a wiener out.
Oh,
and I
okay,
throw
you take
it
a
at
wiener
him.
out there. Cool. Both of you make an athletics check.
I rolled a 28.
Oh, mate, that is rubbish. 4.
Yeah, Celestia throws really wide, but you reach out and manage to catch it. You have to step away and grab it.
Aha! Oh, it's all wet.
It's a wiener. That one's a Celestia sizzle.
You can tell because the more orangey colour.
Corzin, in spite of his better instincts, bites into it.
Oh, it's fine. It's been in a jar. It's breakfast. Enjoy.
It's a spicy cold sausage. And also strangely rubbery and nothing like a sausage while still being a sausage.
Like you're eating, I don't know, like the inside of a rubber ball,
Okay.
but
Scamp,
less solid.
who's been taking one of these emptied sacks, has just been kind of running their hands around it. Actually, do you want to describe how you do this, Scamp? If you have something in mind.
I don't have anything in mind. I did not consider
Okay.
this.
Scamp kind of inverts the sack and just starts sort of running their hands
It'd be so
around the
funny if they just
interior.
turned it inside out and they were like, "I'm done," and nothing happened. It was just inside out.
Strange sort of murmurings following an instinct coming from their mouth until they've run their hands across the entirety of the interior. And then they just sort of push their hand through it so that it reverts and the sack pops back out the other way, and it's just the same sack. But you see their hand keep going in and in until they've got most of their arm through.
Ooh.
And then they pull it out. Looking inside, it's still the interior of the sack, but it's like you blew it up, like you just scaled it out. And there's actually a gentle sort of air that flows into, like, there's a little bit of suction as the interior is expanded.
Oh, that's
Ta-da!
Ooh.
How
I'm
they
fighting the
links.
urge to climb inside it. I want
That
to.
is quite the magic trick.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
It's
Alright.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Alright. Just for pure safety, we cannot let little Corzin know about this.
No, we can't.
We'll never find him again.
Jeffrey, you
Jeffrey's
are not to go in.
You could fit a lot of poo in there, though. Just saying.
I don't think. I'm not sure there's air. Like,
No, that's
There seems to be as much air as there would be in a sack of the new size,
I want to stick my head in one.
Oh.
which is not a lot of air.
I want to put my head in one.
Yeah, but they're not airtight.
yeah. I was gonna say, is it airtight? I mean, it'd be stuffy.
so-
but
Putting my head in the bag and
You put your head inside the bag. Putting your head in because of you kind of, as you get your head in, because the lip of the sack
I put my hands on the lip so that it's
is
not
like it comfortably fits around you. Breathe a bit. It's slightly stale air. It's like you're breathing in the inside of a sack, but it's also is stale air. Breathing into it, you can kind of smell your own breath, and you've got morning coffee breath as well. It's not going in and out of the sackcloth the way that you would expect with a normal sack. In fact, looking around, you can't see the light from the room through the sack. It's like you're seeing. In fact, yeah, like you can. There's a little bit of light coming up through the opening where you're looking, but it's like the sack is covered in like thick cloth on the outside or something. You can see, like there's just like peering through. You can kind of only see like a black background behind it.
Can you still hear me? Do they hear me?
Faintly hear Celestia's voice because as if Celestia's. And it's actually slightly echoed, as if Celestia had stuck her head into a giant barrel, through which you couldn't hear through the barrel walls, but you can hear through the aperture.
This is a point,
my
actually.
head
If
out.
I can see into the ethereal plane, can I see the actual interior of the bag?
So this is a weird thing, actually. You feel a function of this, and you focus your eyes, and you see the room. but not the room.
Oh,
Overlaid.
this is like one of those trick drawings.
Overlaid almost over the brightly lit room is another version that is cold. Everything is in black and white. There are dark patches of something growing up the walls. The floor is littered with broken shards. But you can't see the interior of this bag.
Winona Ryder enters and goes, wow!
Yes. It is basically that. You can only see it, but there is a sense of cold.
Can we unpack a camels? Winona, calm down.
There's motes of dust hanging in the air. Yeah.
There are motes. It's not dust, though. It's just like little points of shadow.
Right.
Little points where the light doesn't touch.
It's
I hate it.
I really don't like it.
Everything is like it's like you're looking. It's like there's a twilight. Like you're looking up. It's like it's the noonday sun, but you're 30 feet underwater, and it's reduced to like that dim light.
It's a duck. It's a rabbit. It's
Can
a
you
duck.
just see
It's
that
a
all the
rabbit.
time?
It's there. It's always there. But as you refocus your eyes, it passes almost entirely out of sight, and you're back in the well-lit room.
It's both a duck and a rabbit.
It's
the duck is smoking, and the rabbit is sharpening a knife.
Yeah.
And if you look at it at the right angle, it's Winona Ryder with just like 20 cigarettes in her face.
Sometimes I wear my references on my sleeve.
It's perfect, man. It's absolutely perfect.
It's great. I love it.
But yes, you can see that place if you focus on it. Otherwise, you feel like you got an awareness of it. You feel like if something were there that wasn't just the reflection of this space,
Oh, that's interesting.
and you could adjust
I
your
can
sight.
sort of see the inside of that without actually seeing it.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
But interestingly, you can't actually see the extended space in the interior of this bag. This particular one doesn't go into the ethereal.
All right.
Ooh, it goes somewhere else. Okay.
But actually, what I'm trying to say is, no, you do see something. Yes, you would see this. In the moment when you have both places, even when you're able to see both places equally, when you have the light and the dark, you can see that the space is slightly different. And it's hard to tell. It's like in the shadow world, there is more space. In a way that's almost impossible to perceive. It's almost as if you took a little bit of the room in the real world and you stole it. Like the room is somehow almost imperceptibly smaller now. Like the space is almost imperceptibly smaller now. And only overlaid with its echo on the other side can you see that the space has been stolen. You feel like Scamp has stolen a tiny little bit of reality and tucked it in a bottle.
Corzin does not have the language to express this, but you're fucking with higher dimensions.
You refocus again back into the living world.
Are you okay? You did a weird face.
No, it's just whatever Scamp's doing. It's like, well, as far as I'm aware, and this is not anything new for Scamp, but they're breaking the rules.
Wow, I'm
No,
sure.
I mean, it's brilliant. It's amazing.
This time
No,
it's
not
my
your fault at all. It's
fair.
just.
I got your victory, so
Yeah, it's on her.
It's like it's like one of those things that in the olden days people just assumed wasn't possible because there hadn't even been a way conceived of that things could be messed around like this. Like, I mean, I suppose that the first person that discovered black powder, if they didn't blow themselves up immediately, like it would have been a thing that that had it was solutions to problems that they didn't even know existed.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is whatever this is. It's exciting stuff.
Well, let's use it to cart our shit home and make money. Fuck it.
Let's immediately take the power to fold space-time and use it for a cargo transport.
Yeah.
I mean, to be absolutely
Which,
honest,
in fairness, is the plot of Dune.
It is, actually, yeah.
To be honest, can you think of the first person who decided to put, like, a round thing on another round thing and discovered a means of transport?
Sure.
We take it for granted now, but at one time it would have been the most impressive, amazing, tangential thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I can't explain why, but you just never sounded like more of a dad than you do right now. It's just such a...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how that's
I'm
relevant.
very dad about the way you're talking.
Maybe I don't know. It's exciting. There's...
Yeah. But
Ooh,
it also
hugs are
means
gonna
we don't
be-
have to carry some things, because look how light this
It's
is.
amazing.
You...
This is going back to the eyes all over your body, but hugs are going to be really weird for you from now on.
It'll certainly be a new perspective.
Yeah.
You can see into the weird place that I go sometimes now, right?
Well, we won't know until...
Did you see any weird, like, evil-looking versions of yourself?
What?
No.
You saw no creatures.
Can't say I did, Scamp, but that's useful new information.
Cool.
You haven't mentioned this. Did you see an evil version of yourself?
I can't remember. It might have been a mirror. We should get moving.
Corzin, have a look at Scamp in wherever that is. will
Yeah,
you?
I do.
Just in case, you know.
Okay. You...
She just doesn't let them get
No.
away with it. She's like, no, we're just going to address
Corzin
this
wouldn't
now,
either.
just in case. If there's nothing, amazing. But you know, if there's something, we should
know
probably
that,
know
yeah.
that.
Colour bleaches out of the world.
It's so creepy.
So scary.
Celestia, Odinone, Helvi all fade almost to shadows. Like, you're aware of them, but they are on the edge, on the periphery of your
Distant
senses.
synths.
Distant synth sounds.
Well.
And the colour drains from Scamp as they look at you. Scamp, how would you describe your expression right now?
Concerned.
With just some concern. And there is a black and white image of Scamp looking back, concerned, with silvery eyes instead of blank pink ones. And it's almost like a trick of the light. You swear you can see two more Scamps behind them in a way that isn't really behind them.
Oh, is it like a double exposure on a photograph?
Yeah, in slightly different expressions. One looking kind of tired, kind of bored, with a slight lens of blue to their eyes. One looking intrigued, and you get the feeling very much staring right at you.
Okay,
with a lens of purple.
I'm gonna move just like left and right to see if they move relative to where I'm observing them from.
They do. It's almost like you're seeing them. It's like Scamp is a prism through which
like
you
a
see.
split lens.
Yeah, so they're always behind Scamp from your perspective.
Well, that's interesting. Can I... If they're behind Scamp, I'm going to say, Scamp, just hold still a moment.
Why? What are you going to do?
I'm just going to reach past you. And I attempt to reach past the Scamp that I know to be standing in front of me and see if either of the two Scamps behind them are in any way physically perceivable.
You reach behind and past. And it's less like your hand passes through them, but like you can't reach them. Like almost like your hand goes behind them or beside them. It's like there's some sort of optical illusion that means you can't get to the place
When
they
Scamp
are.
spoke, did the other two speak?
When Scamp spoke, none of the three of them spoke.
Even the one like Scamp.
Yep.
So it's like, from my point of viewing this, it was like Scamp was speaking, but their lips weren't moving.
You have a sense of Scamp's lips moving, but it's an echo in the same way that Celestia and
all right. Are the two other Scamps still just looking at me?
The one with the blue lens is kind of looking around vaguely, but yes, the purple lensed Scamp is.
I'm going to back up slightly. Keep them all in view and say, Scamp, can you just raise your left arm for me?
Yeah.
They all raise their left arm.
That's interesting. All right.
One of them, the one in purple, wiggles their fingers.
Huh.
Friend?
Yes.
Could you wave your hand?
The one in silver waves their hand.
Oh.
Hello.
That's interesting.
You cannot hear friend speak, but you see the silver-eyed Scamp's lips move.
Right. This is starting to make a bit more sense. All right.
Yeah, I thought it might be just because
I
of
think
them.
I can see friend and which is out of character. Which is the other one that you're attuned to?
There's Lux and the Sloth one, but I can't remember the Sloth one's name.
You'd never actually found the sloth one's name.
All right.
Oh.
I think I can see friend and is it Lux?
Yeah.
You see the purple one.
All right. Well, that's comforting in one way, slightly disturbing in another. I can see them. I can actually see them, and they look like different versions of you. It's like I'm looking at you through a slightly cracked spyglass. I'm getting multiple images of you, but the others are slightly different from you.
Yeah, that's what it was like when I went through that time.
I'm glad we know what it is.
Yeah.
Because if this was happening with no explanation, that'd be really scary. But because we have an idea that Friend and Lux and the other one are there...
Yeah, that's helpful.
That it at least is something that makes sense.
If this happens again, though, please let me know, because I want to observe this. This is something that I think it's worth us being aware of.
Well, if I vanish and don't reappear immediately, I'm in that place. I can't do it on purpose.
Well,
good that someone can see.
I am
actually.
going to,
Yeah.
Corzin, you see the blue-lensed Scamp stretch and yawn. Scamp, you hear a voice. Seedy.
Seedy, is that your name?
Yeah. Going back to sleep
what?
now.
Okay. You have a good nap. The sloth one calls himself Seedy.
Oh, lovely. Well, they've all got names now.
That's
Excellent.
good to know. Another question. Sorry to be dwelling on this, but what do the spirits look like?
Nothing. They aren't here.
Oh.
So me and Corzin aren't here,
So,
and the spirits aren't either.
yeah. Corzin, you can kind of see yourself, sort of.
Like through a
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah, through
but
a
you
lens.
can't see me at all.
It's weird looking down at yourself. You're kind of here, almost, in grey, in black and white. But you can't see any of the spirits. You still get that like echo of them being around. Actually, no, do you? Yeah, the way your eyes are focused right now, you actually can't see them at all.
All right. Celestia, are the spirits still around here?
Yep.
All right. Well, I can't see them
always.
when I'm looking at this particular whatever it is.
Maybe they're not in that world.
That's disturbing. All right. Well, potentially, well, not as terrifying as it might have been. I'm going to revert to my normal vision.
As you focus back into the world you're familiar with, the spirits come back into focus, and the monochrome versions of Scamp fade away.
It's like... Yeah, weird smoked glass.
Interesting.
Oh.
Well, at least we can see
Yes.
it now.
Yep.
I wonder if this is not something anyone has been able to do for a very long time, because I've never heard of anything like this, not even high-level wizard stuff.
Ooh.
Don't know. Not my area.
Have we heard of this? Any of us?
Actually, have we?
Roll an Arcana check?
I will, just on the off chance.
I guess it... Well, I mean, if you want to do religion, you can,
You-
but say this is Arcana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a
13.
3.
You're gonna kill me.
Natural 20?
It is. I don't have to know about it if you don't think I would, though. Like, Nat 20 doesn't make me magically.
It doesn't make you
know
magically
stuff.
know, but it might get... So, Scamp goes in, nope. There are legends of a particular type of spider in the Underdark that can come out of nowhere, out of actual nowhere. They don't go invisible. They just go. And priests who are clerics who have been able to see invisible things have attested legendarily to seeing them just out of existence and reappear, catch people, and drag them to wherever, and they are never seen again.
Terrifying.
I relay this. It's the only place I've heard of something like this.
Okay.
Well, that's something that gave you nightmares, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for all of those.
No,
I
Quilena
will enjoy them
told me.
greatly.
Quilena told me about those when I was quite young for the first time. Didn't sleep for a while.
Bloody shame they don't take away the people who actually would want them to take away, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Ugh.
this is new information then. I think we just got to sit with
pop
this.
your head in now and then and check nothing weird is happening.
Yeah. No, there are a number of
Nothing weirder than we're expecting, because I think
there are a number of situations where I think this might be
Alright,
worth having a wee look in. But for now, I think that's just a curiosity.
Definitely interesting.
Ugh.
Yes,
Breakfast.
right.
Yes. Breakfast.
You settle down to some breakfast.
Yeah. Well, we're having breakfast.
Yes.
Rainbow Spirit gets kind of weird in the background. Starts just getting super big for no reason. Really big. Like coating walls of the room big.
Whoa!
What are you doing?
Hello.
What?
You look ridiculous that big. I like it.
They look happy.
Woo!
Anyway, so something's happened, obviously. You look like you've had too many sweets or something.
Are they holding out on me? Where are the sweets?
Have you got sweets?
They wobble
That's a
little.
point, actually.
Ooh. Yeah, but like when we're sat down, like if there's sort of a little bit of downtime, it just mucks about with getting a lot bigger and like coating whole rooms and just seeming to like muck about with how big it can be and getting like improbably big. Like bigger than it has been. Not staying there, but just like stretching
Just for a
out as if to
time.
see how far
Yeah.
it can go and getting really massive.
The fish would start dancing in between the tentacles of the octopus, I think.
You have your breakfast. Is there... Well, weird breakfast because it's actually sunset, but or it would be if you could see outside. There's no windows. You are lit by light crystals from above. Is there anything else you wish to do before you figure out how the hell you're going to get back or get out of the citadel?
Ugh.
Anything else we need to do? Any scrying or anything while we're sitting?
Well,
I don't know.
Did you say perhaps that it would be an idea to do an objects past on some of the items we have?
I'm not sure if now's the time.
Maybe not.
Not when we, want to get back.
No, you're right.
But another time,
Yeah.
maybe. Just doesn't seem urgent.
No,
to
it
me.
isn't particularly urgent. I was just
Yeah.
thinking of what to do. All right, so what's the quickest way out of here then?
Dog
I have
is...
no
I meant
idea.
specifically
Dog is the
route.
extent of my
I mean
plans.
method. We've kind of decided on, but
There are a fuckload of demons
actually
out
that's the point. In the room with the map of the Empire, is there anything that is like city specific?
What do you mean?
Well, there was a big map of the various different cities across the continent. Is there a map of
Yep.
this city?
Ooh, not in this room, no. But because there's I will say, just give me. You can all do this if you want. If you want to just search through the citadel. In fact, this doesn't actually require. Thinking about it, I don't think this even requires a check. You spend, if you wish, an hour
Yeah.
just going through the citadel to see what you can find. So, first of all, you find that the entire citadel has been... The feeling is less ransacked and more... well, I guess it is ransacked, but not necessarily in a violent way. Everything of value appears to have been removed. There are some furniture that's still around, chairs, tables, beds in places. You find some giant-sized barracks, some private quarters, but even things like food, like drinks and so on, apart from that one storeroom, all appear to have been removed at some point without signs of apparent violence. There are some things that remain. There are paintings, sculptures depicting signs of bits of Cloudwalker life. And after a fair amount of searching, you do eventually find a large room. Well, all the rooms are large, but large by concept of other rooms, which appears to, you would guess, be some sort of planning or strategic room. There is a wide, large table. When I say wide and large, I mean like 30 foot, probably like 30 feet in diameter.
That's a fucking huge tree.
That is actually slightly too large for you to see on top of. You can just see rising over it a sculpted image of what appears to be this citadel.
Can you give me a hand up?
But you need to get up. About 10 feet.
Get on my shoulders.
All right. With the climbing check, this is not a really difficult thing.
Just lift him up.
You scramble up onto the table, and you are able to get a view in 3D, a little sculpted view of the city, or the city as it was.
I'm going to climb up as well.
Okay, so you all get up, I'm going to say, and looking from above, from there, it's a little bit weird because you actually have to climb up onto the citadel in parts to get a real view. It was meant to be looked at from above. There is a map of the city in relief. The citadel is at the centre, and you can see long roads going out like spokes in every wheel in every direction, with various buildings. A lot of the central buildings seem to be kitted out for giants, but you can see around the edges there are small circular buildings reminiscent of the modern Achene style that are much smaller, more densely packed, seem to indicate the presence of subordinate Achene. You can also see the arrangement of those guardian pillars and what they look like intact. And at some point, you also get a hint of what they should have done, because projected over the top of this sculpted image of the city is a glimmering, multicolored dome, like a shield that seems to stem from the pillars around the outermost limits of the city. It's like a bit like an iridescent soap bubble almost in its appearance. Obviously, the city that you see is a lot less ruined. There's no sign of fire from above that seems to have destroyed it, and you can see that blocks have been laid out in positions around the city. Blocks in blue. Just literally like blocks of wood. Wooden oblongs. And they are all quite close to the citadel in various positions. Larger, there are also a number of red blocks stacked up, several outnumbering the blue blocks that are coming in from all directions, but mostly the east. Some of these blocks are triangular and placed atop the flat block, the oblong blocks. You don't know what that signifies. There are a number of purple blocks gathered around the city, in some places seeming to flank the red blocks, in other places arranged in little walls, often just outside the blue blocks, as if holding the way. You seem to have almost a snapshot of the last day of the fall of Fen.
Wow.
So if these are representing like battalions or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, what what this actually helps us with is that we have at least a vague layout of the streets. So if we know where we are, we can plan the quickest route out of here.
We do.
Yeah.
This whole place with the demons and that, right? How big is it?
To the tree line, which is the important part, because that's when the tree line actually isn't marked on this map. There is almost no woodland depicted on this map. There is a park at one point, but the way this is depicted looks like rolling fields and just urban or low density urban areas. There's little bits marking out like agricultural fields and so on. Quite a lot of them on the exterior, but there's no mark of forest here.
I asked how big it was.
And sorry, this is relevant
Oh,
because
okay, cool.
to where the forest is actually just around the very inner part. So for that, you've got a dash of about 800 feet.
How many feet is in a mile? I don't know.
About 5,200
actually, no,
something.
it's
That's fine
decimal,
then,
is
isn't
it?
it?
No. Of course it isn't.
So, problems in our way. We have a lot of demons to get past, yes?
It
Yeah.
would seem to be.
I mean, I look over at the Rainbow Spirit. It's real big. Like,
Rainbow Spirit seems to look at float it around the map, and after a little consideration, expands outwards, almost like a little mist, a rainbow mist, just encompassing the whole of this little table.
do you think we could do that big? Like, believable that big?
Mm.
I mean, if you could, that'd be amazing.
What are you going to do to it?
You know how I can do really big illusions?
Yeah.
I think maybe I can do really big illusions. And I think I can make them solid and stuff.
That'd be amazing.
Like, if you're a person who can see illusions, you'd know it was an illusion, but you'd still be able to touch the thing. If that makes any sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we could make it such a terrain that would confuse a city full of demons or upset them or something.
The floor is lava.
Oh!
I mean,
but-
demons, they're probably used to
genuinely,
that.
could work. True.
Ah, true. The floor is the opposite of lava.
Ice?
Ice. Yeah, maybe ice.
I don't know.
Unlikely in this climate, but...
Or it could even just be that we confuse them or something.
that'd be enough. All we have to...
Change the layout.
Yeah.
Or give the streets a really confusing layout. But I guess if I've made the illusion, I could make a way out for us.
How about make the floor covered in tiny screaming mouths?
I mean, that's certainly something that would...
That's pretty
that
flawless.
Would, yeah. Make... that
I think we'd be the
sounds
least of their
awful.
worries, honestly.
Technically, that's not a creature, so you could.
Yep.
that'd freak the hell out of me.
It's a terrain feature. It's a terrain feature in fucking hell, but it's a terrain feature.
Just every surface mouths.
Oh, they've got to have something like that in the city of Dis or something.
I mean, like I say, if we decided on a way out for us, I could make that bit easier to get out of, if that makes
Alright,
sense.
so let's have a look at this
Yeah.
this map then. What's the quickest way from here to outside?
The quickest way, there is a direct path, like a straight road that goes kind of northeast from here. Actually, sorry, it would be southeast from here. No, yes. So you'd actually be going the opposite way briefly, but you could then circle around after that, which connects to what looks like some sort of large highway that would have led towards the mountains. And that's essentially...
Right.
Yeah, think of it as almost like a direct direct route onto the M1. Go.
So, if we can get this arterial road clear, or at least traversable, we can use that
Yeah.
to get out to here, whereby once we've made it to the perimeter, we should be safe then to just make our own way. All we have to do is make sure that any demons are dissuaded or directed away from this particular area.
I mean, if I made the whole thing into a sort of Fingerwood scenario, but with a confusing layout that's not the layout that they're used to.
Just trying to think, what would...
so that they're like banging into walls and shit that are actually
would
there.
demons be repulsed by? Anything holy or sacred. So anything that looks even vaguely religious.
Oh, make it look like a church.
It's like a really big church.
Yeah.
Really big.
Or just like walls of holy light.
You can change the appearance of structures. You can add them. You can't take them away.
But I can add them.
But you can add
So
them.
I could make the layout really batshit.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do need to be able to see the city, so I'd probably need to, like, get up on a roof or something.
Oh, we can do that.
But I think that could happen.
You were able to see there are a number of... So, from your time spent tracking around, the exterior of this citadel is... There's only one main way in and out, and it is the way you came in. It's a defensible location. There are a number of sort of archer slots, which you can see out of, but only in one given direction.
But if I went round to all of them...
I would say yes, you could do that.
Like,
Yeah.
could I run from
Because you've
one
got
to
like
one?
10 minutes of casting time, so I'll say you can do that,
Yeah. Or I can get up on a roof. Like that.
No, I'll say that you, because of the positions, and you do know where they are, you can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do them in every direction.
Yeah. I mean, do we actually know anything about demons and
knowing
what they
where
are afraid
you
of?
are right now, I'm going to correct something. There are archer slots in this room, and they connect. Or rather, this room doesn't have archer slots, but it does have rooms that come out from it, which connect to almost like guard points. And you can see that there are archer slots out in every direction from there. So you can kind of just about do it without having to go far from this room, like going out and back,
like,
out and back, out and
Yeah,
back.
pop around. Do we actually know anything about what demons would be afraid of? Like, genuinely, is the holy thing?
Roll a religion check.
I have that because cleric stuff. 19. Not amazing, but okay.
So here's the canon of. So you are aware that you have a vague awareness that of what people get told in the Regency to begin with, before going into what the Drow believe about demons, which is that they are errant pieces of the will that went off their own way, and, corrupt the teachings of the true faith, etc., etc. Very classical liars, tempters, burn, devour the hearts of children, that sort of thing. The Drow position is a little more nuanced because they're not monotheists. The position of the Drow is that demons are essentially other gods or servants thereof. They are the manifest will of lesser deities. So they may well have a reaction to religious iconography. Particularly the many of the demons that were opposed to the Regency might well have a reaction to that iconography because the Regency is opposed to all other gods by nature of its belief system. But depending on the iconography and the demon, they might be opposed to it, they might be allied with it, or they might just not recognise it.
Iffy that actually.
Yeah.
Depends on the demon. We probably want to do something just sort of generically scary.
Alright, fair enough.
You do know that there are different kinds of fiends. that they tend to be varied, and that mythologically, at least, they are the forebears of tieflings. So they often have, mythologically at least, the same sorts of supernatural powers and resistances, etc., as tieflings do in a stronger form.
So fire wouldn't be scary.
Fire is not generally
fire
scary.
ain't gonna do a thing. I'm not scared of fire. Probably.
I still think, fingerwoods and screaming mouths.
Yeah, I'm not saying no.
That would scare most creatures.
Yeah.
Or at least confuse them.
Confuse is
Yeah.
perhaps all we need. So long as they're not
Yeah.
attacking us, that's perfectly fine by me right now.
Okay, so mechanically what I would like to do is cast Mirage Arcane, which I'll narrate actually how I do in a minute, but just so that you, DM, know what I'm going for. I would like it to be very Fingerwoods inspired.
Yeah.
Finger trees, teeth, rivers, screaming mouths, because Scamp said it and I've got the idea in my head, eyeballs. I would like the layout of the city to be pretty different, like with lots of dead ends and spaces where you're closed in. Obviously no buildings go, but I'd like to add a lot so that there's like a lot of places that they just couldn't get past. And I'd like to leave a path for us to get through, like a specific route that we decide on. Okay. And I will narrate how I cast it in a second, but is that okay?
That is okay.
Okay. So basically, what Celestia does, she goes to the Rainbow Spirit. She goes, "Are you sure? You can be that big?" Alright, okay. You ready? Alright. I feel like she kind of like gets it and like rubs it between her hands, and it's like it almost turns liquid, like paint.
Yeah.
And she like smacks it on the floor, and it's like those abstract painting videos where you pour paint on things in different colours to make it work, basically. But it defies gravity. It goes up walls and over walls and outwards, and it just continues like this big paint splatter going over everything. She runs between each arrow hole and does like a bit at a time, like a clock face, and this sort of rainbow paint just spills over and buildings spring up out of it.
You start out on the table at the centre where the citadel is, and as you put your hand down, the paint, multicolored paint, splashes and begins to diffuse. As you go to each way, the paint sort of tidal waves outwards and away. Again, it's spiritual paint. You can see it, Corzin can see it. Erginone, Helvi, and so on, and Scamp cannot. But as it spreads, you see it spreading outside, and it is mimicked on the map of the city.
Ooh, that's
What
fun.
is happening outside begins to happen inside.
Ooh.
That's fun.
And
I don't think Celestia's looking at that, but everyone else would see it. She's busy looking at what she's doing.
and over the 10 minutes as you cast this, those of you around the table begin to see multicolored smoke start to build up, forming loose shapes, covering the table.
Oh boy.
I actually take it out into the forest a bit as well. Like I think I would take it out for the whole mile.
Yeah, so
Because like why wouldn't you? It's a mile square.
it's a mile square, so you can do it like to like 2,600 feet in
And
every
it lasts
direction.
10 days.
Okay. As there is a sort of, this comes with sound as well.
Yeah, it does. It comes with
There is-
everything. It says audible,
Oh, yeah.
visual, tactile.
But there is, as it comes into
Olfactory.
being, there is a cracking sound, as if the barriers between worlds are splintering.
Uh-oh.
And just you see cracks appear in the air as leaking out of it comes colour that rises up and replaces what you was there. And staring down, all of you see in miniature what is happening to the city. As coming out of these cracks, everything begins to twist and change. The buildings start to turn into horrifying creations of leathery, dried flesh and bone. Fingerwood trees begin bursting out of the ground. Sorry,
I think mechanically, as you're watching this as well, Sisti is doing like really big wizardy spell gestures, and I think it's much like you know exactly what I mean though if I say that.
You start to hear the theme music the coming in.
Yeah, I think you start hearing sound definitely because I think all the sound spirits are involved as well. There's probably this backing music actually, but I think you also see. Similar to the sort of Mantle of Majesty effect on Celestia, because this is real big magic. I think you would see the same as when she does Erase Dead, you'd see sort of all of her veins stand out in rainbow, and the eyes go glowy, and the hair get real rainbow glowy.
Traces of rainbow flame just flickering around the edges of Celestia's aura. As the swirling cracking fills the city, fingerwood trees begin bursting out of the ground. Walls start to open toothy maws, from which there come eyeballs that scream.
Oh no.
A chorus of screaming, of screaming and singing begins filling the city from every direction.
Phantom drums.
There are
strings, the fucking lot.
drums coming out. You watch as zigzagging into existence a maze of walls of it's like fingers, like bony fingers jut out of the ground with webbed flesh in between them, but making these maze-like intricate things. Huge, just teeth, just blocks of teeth start jutting out in places. And
she's like a conductor at this point. She's literally doing it all to the time of music.
The teeth crack open, and there are just lines of eyes inside, screaming, singing eyes.
I hate it.
Yeah, she's almost like a drunk conductor at this point. She's like hopped up on power.
Purplish haze fills the air, and there are crackles of multicolored lightning that stay as part of the effect. There are in places just lakes of inky darkness, from which you can see. Every now and again, they split open and glaring, bright, silvery eyes emerge. As the spell settles and the rainbow spirit, looking a little ragged, comes back towards you. Oh yeah, this rock music also just playing everywhere.
Oh, I mean...
Remind me never to piss you off.
Sex is good and that, but...
That was big magic.
Woo!
Well done.
Hello.
Peering out of the arrow slits, you can see, the city has turned into a hellscape.
Oh, I feel a bit high. Hello.
Well done. I hate it. I hate it so much. You made a monster.
It's amazing.
Well, anyone who turns up here for a while
masterpiece is what it is. She's like a little bit like wild-eyed.
You hear the screaming of a legion of demons in confusion, rage, intrigue.
Let's move.
I think this might last a really long time.
Like, how long?
Like a week. Like 10 days.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, we can only hope that nobody else turns up here in that time, otherwise they're going to get the shock of their life.
Yeah, but they're going to... There's only so long they'll be confused and wondering for, so the sooner we move, the better.
Agreed. Let's get out of here.
I feel like I'm on so many drugs. Let's go.
Dragging your sacks onto the back of Kerberos, you all mount up, and with a little bit of careful pointing and commanding to go, you get to the huge...
Rainbow Spirit points the way.
Yeah, you get to the huge gates at the front with a tap of the J key, which is no longer compelling you to go to that room, Scamp. That is now gone. The doors swing open, you can see the wrecked ruins of the courtyard, the shattered pillar that overloaded. And beyond, you ride through a screaming nightmare land. Demons fly through the sky, pursued seemingly by tongues lashing out of the clouds, of the purple clouds above. Tongues with teeth on them, like goose tongues or swans, I forget which.
I think it's geese, yeah.
I think it's geese.
Yeah.
Geese are evil.
And with a... and having there's a brief moment where Kerberos pauses, waiting for the next instruction, where you just see everything in utter chaos around you.
Yeah, Celestia's still a little bit high and kind of like half conducting to the music. She's like, it's like a lot. It's the first time she's done this really, really big.
Everybody
spell.
on?
She's looking like, woo, yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Onwards.
Pigate!
That's the one.
As the huge black hound bounds down this narrow, clear path, surrounded on both sides by webbed finger walls, by giant teeth, by curling tendrils, you race to the tree line and through and into the narrow, non-nightmarish path of safety.
Hold on, everyone.
And that is where we are going to pick up after these, no doubt important, messages.
You know Newmark, you need Newmark. You know you need unique Newmark. Come to New Old Mark today, and while you're there, like, rate, share and subscribe to Flintlocks and Fireballs. Why not check out their Patreon for special rewards? And while you're in the city, why not try a wiener? They're all the rage. Everyone can't get enough of them into our mouths. Orbitiddles wieners. Eat one.
You ride.
Whee!
And also, welcome back. I just realised this thing I forgot to say. You ride hard. It is a strange experience because the motion of the hound is not like a horse, nor is it like nor is it exactly like the phantom steeds that Scamp conjures, moving gracefully in weird, perfect harmony. It feels warm, lifelike, unlike the disconcertingly room temperature steeds that you're used to. And it moves like a real dog, which means you actually have to really grip onto the fur and hold tight.
Yeah, Corzin would be.
Using your legs to try and hug onto this hound and keep hold of Kerberos as he bounds forwards. It's a strange loping sort of motion.
I can't stop singing Never-Ending Story in my head.
I had a look at some videos of Rottweilers, just because I anticipated this, and yeah, we would all be having to hold on.
Yeah, it's not like there are places to hold on.
Yeah, no, it's just fortunately, Kerberos is longer haired than
so
I think
you can grip
actual.
the fur.
Yeah, so you are able to grip fur. Only the one head there. So, but he bounds out of Then, and once you've judged you got enough. Frankly, after you get half a mile away, the nightmarish visions in between the trees outside of this one clear route abruptly stop.
Rainbow Spirit's still going fucking mental, and Celestia's still looking a bit like high and weird. It's like flaring out behind them like with a yarn cat.
Oh, perfect.
Yep, that's what's happening.
Someone animate this. I need it in my life.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you got fucking Nyan Cat Rainbow Spirit coming out behind. You look back once you've ridden a little further, and you can see this purple nightmare column, goose tongues and all, like rising into the sky.
We don't have anyone
Right,
following
that's-
us, do we?
Not as far as you can tell. Roll a perception check.
With advantage?
Yeah, you're all looking.
I mean, you get advantage if you're looking.
I was more
anywhere
thinking,
now.
because
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, you've got advantage if you're looking anywhere now.
I
Fuck, yeah, you've got eyes in the back of your head.
all.
Magic.
Yes, everywhere.
16. Not great. But
Peering in every direction, you do not see any foes following you.
good.
Good.
Periodically,
You're just
I'm
staying
going to
there,
be
isn't it? It's actually
peering
actually
into
lost.
the ethereal plane.
Peering in, there's the brief moment where everything goes greyish, and it's weird there. There's just echoey, grey, spindly versions of the trees.
Yeah, I will be doing this periodically just over the next
Oh, that's a good
while.
point, actually. There are echoey, weird, spindly versions of the trees, and there is the still ruin of the city, and not a single creature in it.
Huh.
As it really is. No nightmarish visions, nothing.
Oh.
Your eyes refocus, and you return to the bounding in progress.
Whee!
So yes, you continue riding until you hit a point where you judge you're far enough away, and then directing Kerberos, which is almost a process of like pointing at sometimes just like almost in the general direction of the horizon and saying go.
Yeah.
Which takes a little getting used to. You develop a sort of a unique riding style after a while. You make your way north. Unless there's anything else you particularly want to do, I'm going to assume you ride for as long as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, not longer than 8 hours, or the bags will run out.
Indeed.
It will get awkward.
Roll. Yeah, just give me a survival check, Corzin.
Okay.
Straight check, I'd say.
Okay.
Because you're on the back of a horse. Well, the back of a giant dog.
Okay, that's 25.
Okay, you are easily able to navigate, directing. It requires some quick reflexes to direct Kerberos through safe paths, but Kerberos seems to have some level of, if not intelligence, then awareness and responsiveness.
Well, it's like horses wouldn't just run headlong into an obstacle, would they?
Nor even the phantasmal horses didn't quite run straight into an obstacle.
Yeah.
They would slow down a lot. Kerberos seems a little bit better at anticipating obstacles and going around them without losing too much speed. It's nowhere near as fast as it was. You're not going nowhere near as fast as you were on the open road, but you are making better time than walking. So, slowed less to a bound and more to a quick prowl. After about 7 hours of riding. And it's very strange because it's 7 hours of riding. Unlike with the phantasmal steeds, you're not having to stop every 40 minutes and recreate him. He's just going forward. There is no sign of a duration. The dog's just here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Look at all these spells I'm not having to cast. I love it.
Yeah, this is brilliant.
After about 7 hours, though, Scamp, you feel a sort of rumbling coming from one of these sacks that you're carrying.
Okay, we need to stop so I can recast.
All right.
Thanks the gods, my thighs are killing me.
Oh, and they would be.
We're going to need
Oh
to,
yeah, we're in pain.
We're going to need to send to Molly and tell her that, well, we're all safe and well, firstly, but also that we have a dog.
As you are discussing this,
I'll do ascending
Scamp,
in a minute.
yeah, Scamp, you see the lip of the sack, which is fortunately able to widen enough to accommodate this, spread open, and a mithril chest just start disgorging itself.
I'm gonna put up the tiny
dear.
hut and then cast.
Yeah.
So that I'm inside somewhere safe while I'm sat casting for ages.
Okay, so you stop Kerberos, you tell him to stay, sort of almost immediately bounds to a halt, and you sort of unsteadily get off. By the time you finish casting the tiny hut, Scamp, your second sack has begun disgorging disgorging a crate. So you then begin the process of renewing the enchantments and
How long are we going for the rest of the day? What's our plan? How
late is it? Like, are we
it's
sleeping
like
soon?
3 a.m.
We could go to bed soon.
Yeah, that might be an idea.
I mean, we haven't ridden that long or far, but we did start late, so I don't know what's the best option at this point.
So, I mean, like, genuinely, is it like long rest time? Like, what are we talking?
You can take a long rest if you wanted. But you'd wake up around like mid-morning.
I think it's worth having a rest at this point. We've got
Might be
ourselves out of the
sensible.
immediate threatened area, I think.
Yeah, we know
Get
the hunt's
ourselves
not
back
on us.
onto a normal sleep pattern.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
It's true. You've been travelling nights for a while now.
Yeah. I will probably send to Molly in the morning.
Yes. No, very good idea.
But let me know when it's appropriate to do that, and I'll do her ascending. So
Okay.
I've got an idea in my head.
I will do some maths on how many of these bags I'm casting at what level.
How many? Make your mind up.
One is at 7th level
Oh boy.
Okay.
and will last for 10 days.
Nice.
Yeah. You pour with this time that there's as Scamp is sort of going over the folded inside out bag and touching the interior. It's strange. There's like little glimmers of light that seem to follow their fingers. Is it not like flashes of light, but almost like you're seeing the just light glint off a reflective surface? And Corzin, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Straight though, not with advantage.
Okay. That's a 13.
Okay. You don't notice anything. The bags are enchanted accordingly. Done at 5th level, they will stay in space for 24 hours.
Yeah, I do 4 at 5th and 1 at 7th.
Okay.
Oh, meant to ask you actually. Does having the belt that I'm attuned to, does it affect my passive perception?
Ooh. I mean, here's the thing. You are perpetually making perception checks at advantage, so I'd say that, yes, your passive perception will go up by 5.
Okay, that makes my passive perception 24.
Piss.
Ain't nothing creeping up on you.
That is well good.
Okay.
The thing that I do while Scamp is doing spells this evening is
Do
I
do.
send...
Yeah.
Do. Yeah.
We're all thinking it.
This is what you tune in for, gang. But basically, what I do is I send to whoever is in the sending room and say, tell Molly to be in the sending room at X time tomorrow. We're all fine, but have updates.
You tell Molly to pop into the sending room
So I
at
feel like
about
that's sensible,
10:30.
isn't it?
About 10:30.
Yeah,
in the
very
morning.
sensible.
Okay. Having made your preparations, you take a little bit of time to have a little bit of final dinner. There's Napoleonic puts a small fire together, so you can cook a little food. He actually spends a lot of this just looking over the skyglaive, just turning it in his hands. There is a part of me that wishes I could keep this for my clan.
Whose
gonna-
clan rightfully has it?
Right is difficult. Many
Yeah.
nations have had it since the Toshano. It was most recently the Yorchi,
Oh.
but shrugs a little in that very ordinate type shrug. They do not exactly exist anymore.
Oh, that's complicated.
Ah.
It should go back. Perhaps it will go to the Queen.
The queen that we met?
He nods. I don't think it ever came up in. We never talked about it. My clan.
You haven't really told us about your clan.
We are the Todano. It is the bird that flies onto the water and dips down.
A duck?
No.
We're not good on birds, darling. Sorry.
Fishing king?
Oh, a kingfisher.
Kingfisher.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Birds.
They're really pretty. They're sort of blue
Ooh,
Yeah, they're
fun.
a colourful
Yes.
bird.
and orange, and
Birds.
you don't really see them. You see the movement of them. They're that fast.
That sounds fun. Let's
We-
look for kingfishers as an activity.
A lot of us are. We live off the river.
Ah.
But Uncle Terlucinero, obviously, is not.
Oh, that's fair.
We are. If it were not for my uncle, we would not be a prestigious clan.
What do you imagine they'd say if you turned up carrying that?
Would you be a prestigious clan then?
I imagine they would say, "Odnone no to na papata na to na hat na put na," which I will
That sounds
not
right.
translate for politeness.
Ah, okay.
I'm imagining 4-letter words here.
Odnone looks a little blank.
That was more for everybody else's
most
benefit.
of the nasty words have 4 letters in Jovan. Like swearing? Do you have swear words? Is that a thing? Or are you really polite?
We are polite, but we have yes.
Mm.
What 4-letter words? It sounds all of
Wow.
all of the ones I know have 3. Sh, I, t, f, a.
Ah, no. Well, there we go.
Ah, no, a Jovan's stupid, Ordinone. This is the first thing that you need to know. It's stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Sh is 2 letters, which is weird, but it is. Also, k can sometimes be 2 different k's that just go together for no reason, particularly.
He looks to Helvi, who nods enthusiastically.
Yeah. Elven doesn't really have silent letters. Jovan does. Really fucked with me for a long time, if I'm honest.
They're weird places too. Like, why are they there at all?
Or
Wait.
Halfling has more vowels.
Elven doesn't have silent letters.
I've just said this, so now it's canon.
Alvin doesn't have silent letters.
What the hell's going on with the siblings?
That's what happens when you transliterate it into Jovan.
In Elven, it's 1 letter.
Yeah.
Jovan's
What a
stupid.
mess.
There is an Elven, a character difference between s and ts.
Yeah.
It's just like a different S in Elven.
Oh, Jovan's a mess.
Well,
Jovan's fucking
I suppose
stupid.
it's-
Jovan's fucking
I
rubbish.
suppose it's like th can be th, but it can also be the.
Swearing in Jovan is also better, though, I have to say. Swear words all sound a bit nice in Elven.
I'd imagine they sound kind of floaty.
Yeah, bit. Do a string of swear words in Elven. It sounds lovely.
Oh yeah,
It'd make a good lullaby.
Well, I'll sing you one entirely in Elven swear words. Wonderful. That'll be what you'll sleep to tonight.
the translation flashes along the bottom of the screen. It's just filthy.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
Halfling's got a lot of compound words as well.
You put all your words into like one sound. It's sort of amazing, actually. Arrgh. Over and over
It's like
again.
you put the language in a blender.
What's
If like a hand one.
Smush it a bit.
Because we don't have electric
Blenders. It's the
I don't know why I'm
1700s.
explaining an
What the fuck you
electric
on about?
blender. It doesn't exist.
Would a hand-cranked blender exist? What would be the benefit over just a knife?
Well, there
I'm
were
sure they
hand
do,
cranked
right?
A mash,
minces
like
in
a
that at that
potato
time, weren't there?
masher.
Yeah, minces would exist. So yeah.
You've potato mashed a language.
Yeah.
You get like little mini hand blenders even today that are like hand cranked.
Yeah. You would
So
actually. Regardless.
I don't know which came first though.
I like that you, the 1700s character, have specified that it's a hand blender, as though that's not what any of us would think.
But yes, of course it's a hand blender.
What else what other
would it
types
be?
of it?
Well, there's plenty of things you can do with potatoes as well, you know.
Yes. Lots and lots of things. What are those things, Corzin? Could you remind me?
Well, I feel like I'm being set up for something here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are other ways in which you
What are the ways in which you can prepare for potatoes?
Well, you can saute them. You can.
No.
That's wrong. That's not what I wanted to hear.
Well, there's stewed potatoes. There's new potatoes, of course. There's.
No.
Can you boil them?
Yeah, you can also.
Can you mash them?
And stick them
Can
in
you
the
stick
stew.
them in a stew?
Although when I was young, we always used to joke that you could also pick them out your poo.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It was.
Potatoes.
It came from growing up around farming lots.
You see both Odinone and Helvi nod solemnly. Yes, it's good fertilizer.
Indeed.
Much like birds, useless on farming.
Birds are very good at farming. We should go the hell to sleep.
I feel like this is us like lying down.
Yeah.
You know, like
staring.
pre-sleep shit talk.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Staring
what
at the
this
hazy
feels
dome
like.
above. Scamp finishes inverting various sacks and places.
I sing you all a lullaby in elven swear words. That's what I do.
So, you
can also bake them. You can you can roast them. You can
Go to sleep. Fucking hell. Yes, we know there are chips too, for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're all like nearly asleep and Corzin just comes out with another type of potato like, oh, dauphinoise, are those?
Oh, you can birch them too, which is basically like roasting them, except you leave the skins on.
Corzin, I'm so tired.
You ask!
No, I didn't. I thought it would be a simple answer.
there's actually a lot less room in here as well because there's also the huge fuck off dog.
Yeah.
So like you on the bright side, you are able to lead against the dog.
You can also make it into poutine.
Night comes, and with it, the morning rises.
Vodka! You can make vodka out of them.
She's still been asleep for 8 hours. Are you still going?
No, that's what Cousin says when he wakes up.
It's the first thing he says. But for Celestia, there's no joy, and she hasn't seen it.
Yeah. It's actually been one of those nights where you just go to sleep, you fall asleep, open your eye, feel like you open your eyes again.
He's still going.
Potato, what?
Yeah, potatoes. What?
Apparently,
Hello.
yes.
So,
You opened up a
is
can
your
of
morning?
worms with that one, I'm afraid.
what is your morning sending to Molly?
Oh yeah. So we want to get across to Molly. We're okay. We've got a dog, and we're coming home. Yeah, basically.
And, yeah, lots of other stuff besides.
Okay, Molly, darling. All fine. On way back. Have massive dog friend now. Also, your husband covered in eyes. Everywhere. Bye!
That
Almost immediately. What the flying fuck, Celestia? Glad you're well. Fix my husband.
Oh, he's fine.
I'm sure this all has a good explanation. Things well here. safe trip back.
Do another one. Oh, all fine. Just magic thing. Now he
Just covered
can
in
see
eyes.
really well. Enjoy that. Hope little Corzin well. Tell him we said hi. Okay, bye.
It's a stony silence on the return of the...
I'm not sure that was
Satisfied
entirely
spirit.
the most comforting way you could have put
Oh,
that.
it was funny though, wasn't it? Come on, it was really funny.
It was. It's revenge for potato shanty.
You talked about potatoes for a really long time. This is what you get in return.
I'll hush my mouth in future then.
I dreamt about potatoes.
Well, it makes
All
a
my
nice
dreams
change.
were potato based. At least I think
Yeah,
they were.
but mine also were covered in screaming mouths.
Oh,
so
that I can only apologise for that one. That's my fault.
Oh, that's another thing, actually. Potatoes are also covered in eyes sometimes.
What?
What?
Well, it's what you call the little growths on them. You usually take them out when you're peeling them.
Why do you call them eyes?
Because they look sort of like eyes.
Do
Well,
do
now
look
they
like
fucking
eyes.
do. Before they were just potato spots and it was fine. Now they're eyes and it's creepy and they're looking at me, you fucker.
They need to be able to see very well, presumably. They spend most of their time on the ground.
No, that
Potatoes have
doesn't
dark
work.
vision.
I hadn't thought of it like that, but now I am, and I'm disturbed.
Me
You're
too.
gonna get a very
Thoroughly.
good experience. By the way, Corzin,
Yep.
did you take the belt off before you slept?
No, what happened?
You just tried to go to sleep, eyes open, and at some point, it's like, you know when you slightly defocus your vision a bit?
Like, it just sort of
Or
goes blurry.
Yeah, it goes blurry a bit. It's like when you know when you like daydream and you go off somewhere else, and your eyes are still on, but you're not really paying any attention to what's around you.
Right, yeah.
It's sort of like that, and then you're dreaming, and then you wake up and you're vaguely aware that you've never stopped looking at it. Like you just, it's more like you come back to eyes that are already open rather than opening your eyes.
That,
Is it like when you're driving and you don't remember the last few minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You know you've been focused.
yeah.
That's a really good state to do puppetry in. You're going to be great at puppetry.
Also, like, not a bad place to do improv in, actually.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah,
like.
it's that
Woo!
seeing everything and not seeing anything
Yeah.
at once. It's really.
That's
good
when you get
place to
such
be in.
gems as do potatoes have dark vision.
But
Which I'm sure is what people tune in for. This kind of shit.
Well,
but yes, you now know what it's like to sleep with your eyes open.
all right. Well, I can sleep with this. We've discovered that now. Maybe that was why I
Is
came
it
back.
really weird when you lean on things?
It depends.
It's a little
what part I
because
lean
sitting
with.
down is weird. It's not actually that weird because like it all goes dark, so it's like your attention to that bit just goes away from it.
Yeah, it's like if he puts one hand over another. It's like so he's covering one eye with another. It's like okay, I can't see out of those two now, but I can see out of everything else.
Ooh, interesting.
I hate it so much.
Also, you covered that with your hand, which has eyes on it.
Everything's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, I look forward to seeing Molly again.
You're going to be in so much trouble when we do.
Oh, you've made sex so weird.
I don't plan on wearing this during sex, frankly.
You totally should, because there are some interesting perspectives you'll get.
I would.
But I think are going to be worth it.
I definitely would try it at least once.
There's
if I was you.
definitely there is an eye joke here, and I don't want to make it.
Yes. It's not a term that we should use.
There is not a single inch of my wife's body I am unfamiliar with, thank you very much.
That's me told.
He says that with a grin on his face,
all
but
of
it is...
at once, my darling. I would give it a go, wouldn't you? Anyone else look at Helvi and Ordinone for backup?
I mean, granted, I'm curious, but I think it might be outweighed by the fact of it,
It's not really my thing.
You've got to think about the other
You're
person
also a
here.
child. You're a child. I'm not going to refer to you in this question.
Helvi looks as if they don't quite understand, like, they don't quite comprehend the situation. Odinone has just sort of, like, crossed his arms and legs and is looking away.
Fine, then maybe I'm just weird. Let's own that. Yep. Cool.
I mean, I personally, out of character, would be super curious.
I'd so
because you're getting an internal view as well. That's gonna be fucking weird.
That's going to be
So
dark.
weird.
I love that you excellent dark vision now.
Oh god, you have excellent dark vision now.
Oh my god. You can see all sorts of shit, mate.
Well, that took a turn.
Yep.
It's what I've been wondering for ages, but couldn't say in character.
You definitely can't say it in character. That would not be okay.
That's fair.
Well, that disconcerting revelation notwithstanding.
This is your fault. You gave it to
I
this item to us.
did give you the bracelet of Argos. of like literally, I think it's the giant Argos as well. There is all of the eyes on him, classically. So yeah, okay.
Although it's the belt of Argos, because...
Yeah, it's the belt in this case. Right, you ride on. For the next few days, actually.
Wow.
Checking in, you say, at the space at which you're travelling, rather than 10 days, you will be able to make it back to Tiope, potentially in 6. So you may well be able to make it back in time for Scamp's birthday.
Have a little party.
3 days in, when you're doing your daily check-in, you get a reply to your message to Molly. News from Thunder's Watch. Commodore Blacktusk landed 3,000 Osirian troops to put down rebellion, restore order, remove governor. Open fighting in streets. We're fine.
I relay this.
Well, that's something.
Julian Revolution number 2.
Would make sense. Although, that's interesting. I suppose word will have travelled by now.
Suppose it will. Is there anything else we want to ask her about it? Anything else you want to say to her? I mean, it's the end of the day. I'm assuming it's the end of the day because I'm sending and we haven't said anything big's happened, so I don't feel like I've used loads of spells because I don't unless we're in a big fight or something, which we would have done in story.
It's actually been a remarkably untroubled trip.
We're not hunted.
Yeah.
It's essentially just a forest.
There's one point where you encounter a large, quite normal bear, sniffs at you and then fucks off.
Fair. I would say, just keep her ear to the ground, let us know if anything else happens, and if anything big happens in New Altmark with regards to the gangs there, we should probably know about that. Mm-hmm. Also, there is something else, not related to this, but we might want to check in with your contact with the Ebon Guard to see where, if any, place they've got to.
I nod one word into my sending spell. Ear to ground. Update us if further developments. We'll check in daily. Also, any info on gangs appreciated. Love.
Okay.
Sending love.
Yeah.
I hope the sentiment will be received.
Yeah.
We'll keep you up to date. Love back from me and Corzin. Sounds like gangs are... Things are as they were.
Yeah, nothing new on gangs.
Alright, that's good to know.
Sends love from your little one. And from her.
Corzin goes a bit red.
Oh. You're quite right though, we should probably check in with that, with the mage. Can I do that?
Yes.
With Quillen as mage. Just see if there's anything new.
So once again, you send a message you send the sort of coded message.
Yeah.
And you get your response, which is, actually, I'm just gonna say it's a curt response. Nothing new to report. Still en route to colonies. Still 3 to 4 weeks off.
Okay.
God, it's a bloody long trip, isn't it?
Really is. Not complaining though.
No.
No.
Most ships don't travel as fast as yours.
Having time on our side is no bad thing.
So she just has a little teeny grin on her face, just goes, I bet she's angry that she can't scrowl me. Not that she was necessarily getting accurate information, but she didn't know that.
True.
Wonderful.
I imagine it's probably getting her very frustrated right about now.
Oh yeah, and she doesn't think properly when she's angry, so that's good.
And that's an advantage
Beyond the
we
fact
can
that it's
play on.
satisfying, like, don't get me wrong, it's funny as well, but she's also... Her
She
judgment
doesn't
gets
handle
bad.
anger well, does
And
she?
angry
No, her
people
judgment
make
gets very
mistakes.
Yes, particularly her. She's not good with thinking when she's like that.
Well, the whip, need I say more?
Ugh, yeah. Little twitch from Celestia then.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're quite right. Nice, nasty thing, wasn't it?
Yes, and I'm very glad it's very, very far away now.
Me too. We should check in if anything's happened with that at some point. Maybe that's a job for next
Wouldn't
time.
be a bad
we're
idea.
chilled out, yeah. I don't know who we'd check in with that. Who would we?
I don't know.
You don't know?
If you've got anything left, it might be an idea to figure out where Clara is.
Oh, we should check in on Clara. Can we do that? We can abstract.
I'll say that you do. Clara's still in the mountains.
Yeah.
Currently in the mountains, as far as she's able to tell, in Haldanos somewhere.
Oh.
Ooh.
Helping out with the Yeti problem.
Yeah, sounds like she's having an exciting time.
Yeti.
Yetis sound
Wow.
fun.
Yetis do sound fun. I'm not
You
sure what
can
they are.
catch
but
a
they
glimpse
sound
of
fun.
it. You catch a snippet of it. Community in a mountain valley of goblins having a problem with local Yeti clan stealing stored grain. Trying to see what I can do before I... Actually, I think we ran out of settings there, but yeah, you get the message.
I basically send back, good on you. Sure you're helping lots. Love from all of us. Got new dog. You'll love him. If lonely, can visit in dream. Love.
Oh, it will be Clara's birthday soon.
When's
Oh,
Clara's
yeah.
birthday? It is, because it was not that long after we met. When was
Yep.
that?
Clara's birthday
It's
was...
between Scamp and Corzin's, I think.
It is.
One moment, I've got it written down up in my old binder. with all of the big notes.
Oh, is that the big blue one?
Hang on,
the
it
big
might
blue
be.
one.
I've got my first page of notes here because we've got it out for Patreon lately. I might have the date on that.
So,
Laura, did I write the date? Now, I've written all manner of other things, but not the date. That'd be too sensible.
Well, how long did it take for us to get from Scarlsco to Payler's March? It was 2 days?
I'm wanting to say...
Ooh, I've got the 16th of Falling Leaves written down here, but...
I feel like it was like the 11th or something.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be the 16th because by the time we had your birthday, we were hanging a gimp suit up on the building.
Yeah. I think it was the...
Such japes.
Such japes.
Such japes.
You started on the 7th, you got to the 8th, you took a 2-day travel, you arrived on the 10th, I think, in Payler's March.
So her birthday would have been the
It
11th.
would have been the 11th. Yeah. So we're going to say that until I inevitably find out that I'm like a day out and correct it. But we'll say the 11th. Yes. I promise you'll
Maybe
be...
we should do like a mad night on the 11th, where I do a few different dream spells while we're not taking watches and we all go and see her.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
I would be definitely up for doing that.
I mean, it's not like we can bring presents, so it's kind of weird, but...
We can't bring presents, so we'll bring our presents?
Bad pun.
You're a dad.
You venture onwards. The days turn to nights, turn to days, bounding along on the back of Kerberos. As with the horses, you can really only travel for about 8 hours, and this is a much more intense 8 hours because you haven't got any saddles. You having to hold on.
Yeah.
Let's clarify, by the way, that in this, like, week of travel or whatever, I never explained the eyes thing to Molly. Not properly.
Oh, boy.
You're in so much trouble.
Only until I take the belt off.
Hey.
Oh! Fuck.
Around about 5 days in, you come about the 6th, end of the 5th or so, actually, I'll say, coming into the 6th, is when you pass out of the territory of the hunt. You see the tall obelisks with the painted sign of the fang and oak leaf. And the woods seem to grow lighter, less dense, less dark. There is a weight lifted from your shoulders. You
Oh, I hate the woods.
The woods are the worst.
take the opportunity to rest up that night. It's an interesting one. You this whole time you're on the back of this. Just want to paint a picture. You're on the back of this huge black dog, gripping onto it gripping out the fur with your hands, holding on with your knees. Celestia, giant of Ophiclide, on her back. Scamp with multiple sacks tied to their
rattle.
Yeah, to their backpack, causing probably up near the neck.
Covered in eyes.
Covered in eyes. Helvy clutching on a pair of muskets across their back, and Odinone, who actually has two has both their spear and also this fucking ancient glaive across their back as well. And let us not forget, they also have several sacks containing the skeletons of long
I
dead
will have offered
Achille.
to make a bag for that.
And they will have gladly accepted that offer.
Because there have been enough nights where I could have done another 7th level spell on that.
They have a sack containing the bodies of many, of a great number of Achille. to be buried.
That's a point. Did any of those look like they'd died violently?
Do a medicine check, retrospectively.
Yeah.
I mean, do any of them look like they died peacefully?
That's a 13.
All of them look like they died violently. There are injuries commensurate with the sort of spells you saw the defensive pillar produce. So lines where the bones seem to have been cut cleanly in two, places where you can see charring, frost damage that seems to have cracked them in places. It looks like before they disabled them, the defences within that chamber are what probably killed them all.
I just wondered if they'd... This is rather grisly, but if they'd risen again before being put down.
With a 13, you can't tell that. But they weren't around. They weren't getting up when you were there.
Yeah, I figured they'd been dead long enough that that wouldn't be an issue.
The bodies are certainly especially well smashed.
Smooshed.
Smoosh.
But it does seem unlikely that they would have received last rites. So yes, you consider it quite likely that they probably died, got back up, and then died again.
One day we're going to question why that happens.
But equal if it's
But
just
because
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Something one day will happen where we go, hang on, why on earth is this the case?
This is not
But
right.
it is not today.
No.
It will not be today.
Well, the
And
only
honestly,
thing
it'd have to be something fairly major to make us question it, because, like, if that's just
Yeah.
how people died...
Yeah.
It's
there's
like if
never
we
been a
suddenly
situation where it doesn't.
realised, I don't know, that people rotting was super weird for some reason. If we were like, wow, that's really wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would take something pretty massive for you to question that.
Yeah.
Because
It'll happen one day.
It's just how it happens. Yeah, it
Because
definitely
Jason
will.
knows why it happens,
Yep.
and one day he will want to share it, and so
Yes.
he will find a way of making it happen in the story.
Oh,
because
I'm
he's
like-
a good storyteller.
Honestly fascinated by it. It's fantastic.
But it is going
storytelling.
to take a big event,
It is.
and I hate that we can't question it.
Oh, like, I'm questioning it endlessly, but Celestia
Yeah.
isn't.
Huh. Okay. On the night of the 5th, you
Oh, no.
take your watches within the dome. I just want to know who goes first, second, and third. The Odinone and Helvi will take the 4th watch.
I think I'd want to go nearer the end because I cast a lot of spells before sleep, so I'm sort of wanting to get them back.
I think I, on the other hand, would want to go maybe first, because Celestia has trouble sleeping.
I'll go
And I think
second
you'd
then.
probably put it off a bit if you were worried about it.
Yeah. That makes sense. I've done that before.
Oh yeah, so like that's what if I'm having bouts of insomnia, I just put off going to bed.
Yeah.
And I think Celestia has like permanent problems with this. So.
Celestia, then.
Slightly less badly now she's not being watched, but still nightmares and stuff, you know.
Roll a perception check.
Oh no, that's not great. So 13.
Okay. You keep an eye on you keep your eyes and ears out, and your watch is undisturbed. There's a point where you do not entirely undisturbed. There is a point where you see what appears to be a particularly large stag, perhaps, wander through the woods, vaguely kind of near the dome, come curiously in your direction, tilt its head, and then scamper away. Otherwise, uneventful. You wake Corzin to take the next watch.
It was a deer, nothing else. Good night.
Sleep well.
You too.
Waking up to your eyes already open is something you're starting to get used to, but it's still weird. can I have a perception check from you, please, with advantage?
It's going to be weird when I'm going to bed without it. Right, that is 26.
You keep an eye out, and you don't just have eyes on the top of your on the back of your head. You have eyes on the tops of your shoulders. You see up as well.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh.
So you notice a hawk in the night flying overhead, circle, and then perch down on the trees, on one of the trees above, and cock its head. It flutters away. As it does, it drops a little bit of shit, which splatters on the top of the dome, which prevents missiles from going through, and this does count.
So it's
The
just
dome eventually
hovering
breaks.
there in midair.
It's just hovering there in midair, yep. Eventually, when
Well,
the
that's
dome
gonna be
goes,
fun,
it's going to
yeah.
drop further. But 10 minutes later, and the hawk returns with another hawk.
Alright.
They perch overhead and then flutter away.
Do they look like animals that are acting under some kind of instruction? I mean, I'm guessing that if one has the ability to shit, they're not a Marjorie, but
Roll a nature check.
okay.
True, because Marjorie don't poo.
That is a 19.
They remind you a lot of trained birds, like trained falcons. Something about the way
Also, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
That's not common for falcons to be night hunters, is it?
or
Am I-
hawks. No, they're not.
Or
They tend
hawks.
to be day hunters.
That's odd. Corzin would know
I feel like
this.
Corzin would know, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, with that nature check for sure.
yeah, you know this.
They don't have the eyes for it.
No, they're usually day hunting creatures.
Would they be able to see us from where we are? Or
Depends. I mean, the dome is the same color as its general surroundings, but if you get up close, you can see that it is a dome.
right, okay, but I mean, we would be specifically obscured from view if they're looking at it.
Yeah, it's opaque.
Right,
Yeah, it's opaque. Yeah, they can't see you, but they might be able to see the dome.
right, okay.
Especially if they've shat on it and it hasn't hit the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll do
And there
it.
was
I mean,
one
yeah, the shit
another
in this
two.
particular case really illuminates
We
it.
have to roll in the morning to see if any of us accidentally stand under the shit when the dome is gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I feel like Jeffrey would on purpose.
Corzin is going to keep an eye out for that. Well, an eye, all of the eyes. Of which he now has an impressively large number.
Okay. Yeah, the really disturbing ones at the bottoms are the ones at the bottoms of your souls.
That's almost pointless.
You can, like, if you kick someone, you can, like, watch it all the way into the kick.
Until you get close enough that it just obscures any view because there's no light because your foot's connecting with something.
Yeah, it's a weird choice, but yep, you got eyes
Also,
in the
he
heels.
wears boots most of the time.
You got eyes in the heels of your boots.
Oh, right.
Yeah, goes to the outer
Disconcerting.
layer of your clothing.
Fun.
Yeah, it's really weird. The rest of your watch passes without incident. Scamp is up next. Give me a perception check.
Corzin, before you go to bed, very important question.
Mm-hmm.
What's it look like when you pick your nose?
I don't think I have any eyes up there.
You don't have eyes on your fingertips.
Oh, boring. Good night. Oh, did you see anything weird?
I saw two hawks. They nested in a tree over there. And, well, they're not usually night hunters.
Oh, Okay.
Might want to keep an eye out for that.
Will do.
Don't know what if any significance that has, but it's the only thing out of the ordinary I saw.
I'm going to wake Jeffrey up, because Jeffrey can help me. Yes, I know, Jeffrey. Come and help.
Jeffrey, semi out of spite, also pokes Marjorie to wake her up.
Oh.
Okay. You have extra pairs of eyes.
Yay. Ugh.
I mean, obviously,
this-
yeah. Obviously, you're staying inside the dome. The dome collapses if you leave it.
Yes.
So, roll perception.
Do I get advantage from my friends, or is
You
it
do.
just-
I will say you do.
Both Marjorie and Jeffrey have a higher perception than me.
No.
Oh well. Oh good, that's a whole 8.
You see nothing. Nor does Marjorie, nor do Marjorie and Jeffrey from their positions inside the dome.
I've all said it out, they'll get eaten by a hawk. Pigeons and hawks do not go well.
No, very classically, pigeons and hawks do not go well. It's been well studied. You awaken Edinene, who takes the last watch. And
There's a weird hawk.
what sort of hawk?
I didn't see it. Corzin told me. It was a hawk that was flying around at night, and they don't tend to. There's 2 of them,
2.
and they shouldn't be. Yeah. Does that mean something to you?
Maybe. I'm just going to roll something for Edinene. Looks around. Shakes his head. Probably nothing.
I mean, it probably is something. Realistically, it always turns out to be.
It
But
might. No, I do not know. It is strange for hawks to be out
Yeah.
at night.
yeah, oh for sure. But you haven't heard of anything specific about hawks. I guess you assume are good with animals, aren't you?
Yes,
Bit of an understatement, that.
there are hunters who train hawks to aid.
Okay.
Some of my cousins do the same. There are other clans who are known for training animals.
Okay. Well, keep an eye out. I'll be just here if you need me. I'll leave Marjorie with you.
He nods.
She's good at spotting hawks.
There's a slightly panicked look in Marjorie's eyes. It's kind of hard to tell. She is a pigeon, so it's always just slightly panicked
Resting
look.
face on pigeon is panic, yeah.
Yeah.
Real life Marjorie's resting face.
Yeah.
Aww.
She's doing fine, by the way. No babies
Excellent.
yet,
Doing
but
fine.
she's still okay.
Yeah. But
Oh.
seems to have gotten used to our presence.
No, she doesn't give a shit when we go on the balcony now.
Yeah. Every now and again, her mate will appear, presumably to drop off food.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you finish your night of rest and awaken. The morning comes. Just for fun, because it's been a little while, let's find out what the weather is like.
I love you rolling for weather.
I don't think it's just for fun. I think he's got something planned and plotting and he needs to know. Don't trust it.
Okay.
Is it a plotting face?
It
He's looking
is.
down.
I've previously, by the way, I've previously been saying that it's winter. It's not winter, it's spring. I've got my seasons wrong. because falling leaves in the northern hemisphere would be autumn, obviously.
Yeah.
So we are actually in late spring at this point. And as such, we're getting some... how's this? 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is going to be very interesting. It's one of those days where it is absolutely pissing it down.
Oh no!
It is warm. It's a warm day. So the rain is, in some ways, kind of pleasantly cooling, a little muggy in places. There's no wind. No, it's one of those days where you're just getting the rain straight down.
How about you hold on to this big metal circle thing, and I go to Kion for a bit until the rain stops.
Just you?
Yeah.
What
Well, you'll be holding on to this big metal thing.
Oh, amazing. How lucky me.
It is about this point.
Yeah, it's not the 7th yet, is it?
No, it's the 6th, and it's about this point that the dome breaks and a piece of hawk shit falls onto, I rolled for it, Celestia.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Prestidigitation.
It flies off and squelches into the increasing amounts of mud.
I hate today.
The rest of you are also now hit with rain as well, which comes out, which was for a brief point like pattering happily on the dome, and is now just everywhere.
Okay, I have to ask.
At least it's rain. The birds can't be too active in this rain, I hope.
If he's got,
his hair just flops slowly down as it rains.
if he's got eyes on the back of his head, does he have eyes on the top of his head?
Not the top of your head.
I mean, it would be redundant because he's wearing a hat.
So they would be on
the
your
hat.
That's actually a good point. Yep, you have an eye on the top of the hat.
Oh.
And it's kind of instinct. Even though you can't willingly close these eyes, it is like blinking a little with the rain coming down on it.
Oh, weird.
Oh, yeah, like instinctively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird seeing water pooling on your vision.
Oh, yeah, seeing raindrops from multiple angles at once, that's interesting.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Pretty.
It's not like you're like in a video, like in a room with like a bunch of video banks where you're like looking at multiple cameras. Because of the way this works, it all coalesces into a single point of experience in the same way that the feed from your normal 2 eyes like blends into a single binocular feed.
Yeah.
Your polyocular feed is just one sensory experience.
Yeah, I'd imagine closing or obscuring one of these eyes would be like if you were to take an object and place it in front of part of your actual binocular vision. It's not like you can't see anymore, but it's just you can't see a specific area anymore.
Yeah, and it's actually almost a bit overlaid where the views overlap.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like when you put your hand near one eye and you can sort of see through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you're getting rained on everywhere, on all of your eyes. It's very weird.
Well, I'm glad they're not actual eyes. This would be really uncomfortable.
That would really suck. It's wet.
Yeah.
It's very wet.
Yeah. That is wet dog you're smelling.
It's kind of impressive that the wet dog smell is actually included in the enchantment, but yeah. That is some authenticity for you.
Why would you put that in?
Why wouldn't you?
You're weird.
Yep. It has been said.
Okay. It is worth noting, Corzin, on a natural 3 downwards, your guns will misfire in this rain.
Right. Yep. Fair.
Oh dear.
And as if that were not heavily telegraphed enough, a couple of hours into of riding forwards, Corzin, you catch sight of another of those hawks
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Oh.
Well done, me.
There
I
it is
remembered the
again.
thing.
Do you still have mage armor?
Yeah, I
You
haven't
do
lost
right now.
it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I might
Mine-
think about forgetting it in the future, but
You do still have
maybe
it,
not.
but I couldn't remember from our discussions.
There's I think it's one of the hawks.
Hawk tilts his head, flutters away, with some difficulty through the rain, from having to almost fly between branches a bit.
Yeah, I'm really beginning to suspect that that's here on somebody's bidding rather than just curious.
Really? What makes you think that?
The fact that we literally have a
Sorry.
pigeon that is that is
And
an
also, we
extension of you.
literally
You saw it at night.
We-
Of course it's here because someone wants it to be.
We also literally saw Ordinono do this when we wanted to spy on the Queen,
Yeah.
so you know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ordinone, is there a way that you can tell if another animal is acting on at the behest of another Achin?
You have to understand, we do not control them, but you remember when we were at Tiope, I asked a bird to follow that man.
Yeah.
And I was able to see through its eyes.
Yes. But it was more like you asked it nicely than you ordered it, yes?
Yes. It is not as if they are a puppet.
Interesting. But somebody could be watching through them is the important thing.
Yes.
Are they still here?
You did actually see the bird fly off.
Ah.
Yeah. Everyone keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah.
The dog splushes through the thick mud on the forest floor.
Alright, when we next stop, everyone get off this thing fast, because I imagine it's going to shake itself dry.
If they've put the wet dog smell in, that's almost certainly part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is. You've definitely felt the impulse in the muscles a few times.
Also, it's just practical, otherwise it's being weighed down by the weight of all the water in its fur.
Oh, poor little one.
It's not as comfy when it's wet.
Corzin. That 24 friggin' passive perception
Yep.
is the reason that you see what's up ahead. As you notice, you might not have noticed it just from where you were, but with the multiple angles, you can tell there are as the forest grows less dense, it is able to support underbrush. There are trees, there are bushes, thick ferns and the like, and you are able to see the figures kneeling behind them.
Oh.
Grey coats, but they've been smeared with mud in places.
What would
You
grey
can see-
denote?
Sorry?
What would grey denote? Is that an army uniform?
Grey would know. Grey could denote technically. Black and grey would denote Thrinese. Grey, but plain grey like this is usually more worn by mercenary companies.
Right. Okay.
That will then have other insignia to distinguish them. You can tell that there are about close to 30 figures up ahead. You can see the lengths of musket barrels being carefully covered with coats to avoid them getting too damp. Scanning ahead. Give me a perception check, again with advantage, to see what you can tell in detail.
I was going to say, yeah, like how far off are they? With advantage, that's 25.
Okay. They're about... At the point you see them, they're about between 60 to 80 feet away. They are banked in a position where they are able to... They're slightly spread out. They seem to be broadly in 5 groups of 5 to 6 that you can see. All spread. These 5 groups are each at least 30 feet from another group, so they are wide spread out.
Okay.
So
as to create a kill box?
Yeah, like a sort of kill semicircle almost.
Right, okay.
That you have set up. They
Not got the same ring to it, that.
Yeah. Boxes can be different shapes.
A kill arch, perhaps.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, there's definitely a kill box feel to it. They seem to have anticipated the direction you're coming in. With a 25, you can see 3 figures in particular that are crouching, that seem to have be distinctive in their dress or apparel. One is what looks like you can see an orc with quite a pronounced lower jaw, grey skin, and a quite thick black moustache. It's currently drooping a lot because of the rain. Although he is not wearing red, there is something about you do see that something about the style of hat he's wearing. He's got a similar sort of tricorn type affair, and based on the fact that he is an orc, that leads you to believe probably actually Osirian.
Okay.
Probably, definitely an officer.
Right.
Has a sidearm rather than a long arm.
I mean, if we're only 80 or so feet away, I'm definitely going to be stopping dead.
Yeah. I'm describing all of this you see in a moment, and then I'll ask you your reactions.
Yeah.
You can see there is another figure, not in the grey mercenary coats, but in a brown sort of travel coat that a Jovan style traveller might wear. Mm-hmm. Another orc, this one with sort of a pale yellowish type skin, and has blonde hair curled into ringlets, which is again kind of plastered thick to his face, and there's something about the sort of thin pencil moustache as well, and the way he's dressed, that suggests upper crustness in some way. But the third figure to stand out, lurking a little further back, behind one of the groups of 5, is a company... Actually, no, isn't even behind one of the groups of 5. Separate from the rest, and further back, you can see there is a Chin. They are dressed in a manner not dissimilar to Odinone, hunter's clothes, a sleeveless coat, actually also it would be a sleeveless coat, but not in the fancy style, more just like a thin cotton travel coat.
Right.
You can see that they have a bow and a quiver, and on one of their arms, and they have sort of like almost like braces in their forearms, you can see there are a pair of hawks perching. 2 more in the trees nearby, and sort of low to the ground in weight, not far away, are a pair of wolves.
Ooh, fun.
This Achene has almost very, very pale blue skin and white hair. with pale blue eyes.
Okay.
You catch all of this in an instant. The mercenaries, by the way, humans and orcs, for the most part. And at this particular moment, Kerberos is just continuing to mosey on forwards through the mud.
I am going to tell Kerberos to halt for a moment, and I'm going to then... Am I able to control the speed at all with which he proceeds?
I'm going to say that there's... Yeah, you can... You've learned in the time that Kerberos seems to respond to your intent in a gentle sense. Like you don't have the words for it, but with the intensity at which you say go, come, or stay, you can kind of control how fast he moves.
All right. I am. If I've got a beat on where the mercenaries are, I'm going to tell Kerberos to move off at an angle to them, so it looks like we are just diverting at a point in the path, but not necessarily because we've seen them. At this point, I am also going to say, right, we've got somebody laying in wait for us up front. I think I've found where the person with the hawks is.
Oh, well, I'm buzzing. I love people lying in wait for me. Fantastic.
How far away are they?
How many?
About 80 feet, 30, mainly Orsirian, I would guess.
I'm going to say, because of the way that they're arranged, I will say that the closest ones are... no, the closest ones, we'll split the difference. The closest ones are 60 feet away, and the furthest ones are 80 feet.
Well, I'm moving because that's a deadly crossfire. They're definitely waiting for someone.
If you can make go around them, I can try and do something stupid that I think I've worked out how to do.
All right. Well, let's see if we can.
I need you to keep like it'll be obvious where the edge of it goes to, but it will keep going. So keep out of it, please.
Right.
Otherwise, we're all in trouble. It's going to be a 50-foot radius of a spot that I'll put in the middle of them.
Excellent.
All right.
I'm excited.
I am going to, if they're directly in front of us...
50-foot radius would do it, yeah.
I'm going kind of
I think at this point, however, having seen you slow, having changed directions, and because these people are not idiots, they're going to change tactics.
Right.
So you hear a voice call out from up ahead. Hello there!
Hello.
And you watch as the musketeers stand up, currently keeping their muskets covered, in a position they can bring them forwards, and the pale orc with the wet ringleted hair doesn't step in front of the musketeers, but raises a hand.
I'm going to invoke Mantle of Majesty just on a whim.
What effect do you choose?
The rainbow spirit kind of shines out of my hair, and I get an image of unearthly beauty, and I can cast command as a bonus action. I won't, but I can.
Okay, you create that moment.
It only lasts for like a minute, I think.
Cool. I'm just checking what the range is on that for command. Doesn't say, it's whatever the range of command is, which I think is like 60 feet.
Something like that. I think 60 feet. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. So you can affect the nearer ones, but not the further ones. The orc raises their hand. Hello. It appears, I believe you have some objects which belong to me.
Afraid not,
No.
darling. Would you be Belloc?
I see my reputation precedes me.
Your reputation as a thieving bastard, yeah?
Yeah, it's not really. It's more infamy than a reputation.
We definitely don't have anything that belongs to you.
As they say here on the colonies, tomato.
If it belonged to you, and you stole it, and then we stole it, that makes it ours now. So
Ah,
go
Yeah,
away.
by your logic.
then you agree that possession is 9/10 of the law.
I mean,
No, I think that's bollocks.
actually,
but that's
no,
your
but even
opinion.
if we're going by your shitty logic, it still works, so...
What about what is that they have there? The glaive.
None of your fucking business.
You see the Achim frown. That it is sin for Talane. What? It's not been
Quiet.
seen for 100. You're gonna command.
Yeah,
Wisdom save.
it's 18 now.
It has not been seen for. They clutch at their throat. Well, it is clearly important then. The mustached orc calls out. If it is important, then it should be destroyed. This belongs
Wow,
in a
that's
museum.
a leap of logic.
This belongs. What are you talking about? It's got. Do you know have any idea what that is worth? It belongs in a museum. Do you know what they pay for it? If it is
Everyone.
that important to these people, and you see the orc gesture point at a finger at Odinone, then it is a symbol of resistance.
Oh, you're going to regret those words, darling.
It is better destroyed.
Let's not do this.
I'd rather not kill anyone today. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Ah, congratulations. What age will you are you now?
None of your business.
Well, whatever your age would be tomorrow, I'm sorry for robbing you of your birthday.
Okay, I'm gonna
All
cast.
I wanna
people!
cast
And at
things
this point,
as well,
yeah, everyone roll initiative because we
Oh
are.
no. Can I tide this? Because I want to do well and I'm not good at this.
Yes, you can because it's just type.
8. Fuck.
Dirty 20.
18.
Okay, 18. Sorry, what was Cousin's?
Dirty 20.
Okay. Which means actually, Corzin is first, I believe.
Alright. Corzin is going to bring out his carbine and is going to, as an action, cast Conjure Barrage.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's going to be a 60-foot cone. Could I encompass all of them within that?
No, you can pick any. Because the way they're spread out, you can pick any two of the groups of 5. So you can. In the central group of 5, there is the colonel.
Yeah.
Then off to his right is off to your right even is Belloc. So you could get the colonel and Belloc in one shot.
Yeah,
with
that's
the
what I'll
5.
do then.
Cool. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Military tactician, take out the commanders first.
Okay.
Nice.
Right. Okay, they need to make a dex save. DC 16.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Right, that is 22 damage. Save for half.
Okay. So, all right. 22, so it's half to 11 for those. Okay, so you see Belloc and the Colonel both dive for cover before the barrage of shot blasts into them. So that means... Where's the Colonel? There we go. So both of them take 11 points of damage.
I will yell afterwards. There's plenty more where that came up from. Back off!
Okay. That takes the others. I'm going to say you kill about of the 10 that you hit. 6 make their save, take 11 damage. 4 do not. So the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 4 are slain outright as the barrage of bullets strike into them. As a reaction, the Colonel raises their pistol and calls out, "Hold the line!" And as they shout, their other soldiers looking at what's happening seem to set their jaws and ready themselves. Every surviving mercenary gains 5 temporary hit points.
Ooh, fun ability.
Yeah.
From morale. So I'm just making a note of that. For the survivors.
I haven't had a proper military commander yet.
It's interesting.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
I think. Oh, if I've got a bonus action left, fuck it. I'm gonna cast Lightning Shot and hold.
Nice.
Yeah. So you cast it and it'll have effect on the next action you take.
Yep.
Okay. Are you currently? Everyone is on.
I'm still status astride though.
Kerberos. Cool.
Yeah.
Just roll me a d20 because I should actually roll in Kerberos' initiative.
That's okay. That is a 4.
Cool. That is when Kerberos can move. So you're staying on Kerberos? Fine. At the end of your turn, Colonel Steinsveld is going to use his villain action. Pointing at you with he's got a pistol in one hand, draws a saber in the other, points it at you. All units, barrage fire! And all surviving mercenaries are going to fire on you. There are 21 surviving mercenaries. So, every creature in the area, so that's all of you, need to... Actually, let me just quickly roll in Odinone and there's one. Okay. So, every creature in the area needs to roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh,
That's a 16.
Also 16.
10.
That is actually not enough because of the number of currently surviving mercenaries. The less mercenaries there are, the lower that DC is going to get.
Okay.
It's a fun mechanic.
No.
Let's roll for those two as well. They didn't do great either. Okay, I'm going to roll this as a whole then. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. D6s. Okay, so everybody is going to take 10, 20, 35 points of percussive damage.
Does Kerberos remain with that?
Kerberos takes a single point of damage and pops like a soap bubble. The plate, the little collar drops into the mud.
Right, I will grab it, but
Yeah, but I'll let you grab it as a free action on your turn.
35 points of damage. Okay.
Yep, 35 hit points. So they've all taken a bit of everyone takes a beating at the start of that. Okay. Which makes it the first group of musketeers go on initiative 20, losing ties. So they are just going to take 5 attacks against you, Corzin, having seen you just do that.
Yeah.
Because blimmin' heck, why wouldn't you?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you're all dismounted. Everyone roll an acrobatics or athletics check.
Ooh, acrobatics, please. Oh my god, this is bad
4.
rolling.
Acrobatics. That's 14.
Yeah, that's a 16.
Okay. What was your Scamp?
4.
Oh dear.
Okay. Scamp and Helvey both go prone as they land, rather than landing on their feet. Just noting. Cool. All right. Against Corzin, however, these these your mercenaries are going to make their attacks. I think it's just a +4. Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Does a 16?
No.
Cool. In which case, 2 of their 5 shots hit you, Corzin, of which one is a critical.
Ugh.
So from the non-critical, you take 8 points of damage, of percussive damage. Fucking hell, from the crit though, you get shot, you feel one of your ribs crack as it strikes. You take a full 24, because they rolled maximum damage.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so that's 32.
Yeah.
Right.
That brings it to Scamp's go.
Okay, I would like to cast Reverse Gravity.
Amazing.
In the center of the group, like a couple of feet away from us. Like
Fantastic spell that is.
Oh boy.
That's amazing.
Let me just see if the spell explicitly says anything about them having a chance to like grab onto things.
Oh, there's a dex save. There is
Okay.
a dex save.
Cool. Reverse gravity, here we go. Yep, 500-foot radius cylinder. 100-foot high cylinder. With a sudden series of screams, you watch as the rain falling slows and starts falling upwards.
Oh, it's a good day for it to be raining.
There's going to be like a puddle at the top.
Yeah, rain smacks at the center, just this thin.
Wouldn't you have created like a sprinkler from it flying up and then just falling out of the,
It's like,
the radius of it?
Have you ever seen
Yeah,
like water?
roll down the sides.
Have you ever seen like water on a speaker when like a speaker amp is beating and it like goes up and down? It's like that on both sides. This circular interface appears where it's just splashing until it goes off to the sides and starts falling naturally. And as that happens, with a scream, every one of them is going to start rising up. So, oh boy, I'm going to roll the named characters first.
Yeah.
So, okay, Belloc is flying. Now, so with a scream, he goes up. Actually, does his ability... he's not been hit. Doesn't affect him. Okay, the Colonel also goes up in the air. The Achene manages to grab hold of a nearby tree though, and is not dragged all the way up. They are still having to grab hold of stuff though. Now for all of the musketeers. Nope. What's your DC these days?
18.
Nope. Better to mark down who survives. 2.
This was a good spell choice, Bob.
3.
Oh yeah.
You see, it's just like flying, so I just thought I'd spread the effect out a bit more.
Yeah, it's not like flying, that's like falling the other way.
But it's the same principle.
Okay.
It's just a more permanent destination.
All but 4 of the mercenaries just fly up into the sky, falling just a straight 100 feet upwards. They don't encounter any. They don't encounter any objects in the way. But this only lasts until you drop your concentration.
Yep.
So they're just
You
hovering.
really don't want to break my concentration on this one. No one wants to distract me, do they?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Are
not
they
a
just
lot they can do
hovering
with that.
100 foot up now?
Yep, with 10d6 of falling damage waiting for them on the way down.
Oh.
Okay, that's going to be an interesting one.
I will also quicken an Eldritch Blast and aim it at... I'm gonna go for the mercenaries that are holding on. 3 of them. Because it's 3 blasts.
Go for it.
Just to see if I can get them to let go, partially. I mean, it won't. That's not how the spell works, but that's my aim. Oh, those are all really good. It's a 21, a 24, and a 28 to hit.
Jesus, hello.
Yeah, roll damage. Are they all 1 each?
Yeah, all one at
Cool.
3 different people.
Got it.
So 6, 6, and 4 damage.
You blast into them.
Force damage.
As the strikes hit them, sections you see bursts of blood come from where their flesh splinters open, but they still manage to hold on, screaming. Everyone is screaming at this point. There is a lot of horrified screaming going on, and they are
How are the birds doing? The hawks.
That's a good point. I need to roll for them and
Very confused.
for them.
Yeah, because this is a mindfuck for a bird.
3 of them actually manage okay. One of them is like careening to the floor, just like I'm going to say that one is disabled for the purposes of this round. They can fly, but it's just like, what the fuck?
Upside down, they can fly.
Yeah.
They are at least automatically like holding on to a branch when it happens.
Yeah.
Opposed to other people. Like, people aren't holding on to things.
One of the wolves manages to get hold of something. The other one flies into the sky.
I feel bad.
It would have killed you.
Okay. Well, that's a thing that happened. Anything else, Scamp?
No, I'm going to stay in a clump in the hope that the idea of breaking my concentration is enough to dissuade them. Right, if I step away, then they can just shoot my friends without
Yeah.
worrying about falling to their deaths.
Yeah.
That is a valid point. Okay. Well, that completely invalidates 2 of the things I could do there, and they don't have a mage with them. Okay. Depends who. I need a moment to decide who cares about what here.
I think they've suffered a reversal of fortune, don't you?
Suffered a
Just a
reversal
little
of
bit.
something.
Cool.
The trees look so weird.
So weird.
Yeah, they are all within a 50.
Well, all their leaves would be
None of
pointing
them
up.
would could have escaped that because it's radius, not diameter.
You
There's
don't just see a
no-
tree with like an upward wind.
Gonna sneeze.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not.
all of the leaves are just hanging upwards. It's very strange.
That's cool.
Loose dirt flies into the air as well.
Oh yeah, that'd be a lot.
So
of that.
that pool at the bottom is actually getting quite muddy. Or rather at the top.
This one's going to be fun at sea.
Who cares about what?
Corzin laughs at the prospect.
Okay. Steinsveld is a patriot.
Oh no.
Steinsveld is going to point to the 2 Odinone.
Oh no.
Destroy that spear at all costs. Then kill the wizard.
Not a wizard.
I don't fucking know that.
Making assumptions.
Perfectly reasonable assumption. Okay. 3 of those guys are still alive, and they are going to shoot Odinone. 2
No.
of which hit.
Ooh.
How close is it? Is it something like...
One of them, given Odinone's hit points, one of them you got like a 25% chance of adjusting.
Oh, it's probably not worth it. I'm probably better off just healing him.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
fair.
that tides up. I need to switch that around as well. Okay. So fortunately, was not particularly. They're not the most effective.
How easy
strikes.
is it to shoot from there?
It's not great. Actually, these are with disadvantage. So let's just check. Huh. Okay, actually, no, none of them hit because they're out of range. So for short range. So actually, no, it's fine. Fuck it.
Hey.
Forgot about that.
I'm sorry. I got a 7th level spell and I wanted to play with it.
All right, let's see what we've got. Fine. Belloc is going to look to the Achin and say, "Inel no latte, send me one of your birds." And they're going to hold action on this one. All right, that
Concerning.
brings us to Odinone. Odinone, having seen a bunch of people just shoot at him, is going to draw his bow and fire back at. Actually, following your cue, he's going to fire back at the people who are still on the ground. 2 of those hit, and he's just going to deal some damage. And that, I think, is enough to kill one of them, but not the other. So, with one of his arrows lands in the chest of someone grabbing on, and with their eyes rolling back, the blood flowing upwards, they fly up into the sky. You see their corpse ragdolling above.
That's a great sight for the men around them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing: you've deeply demoralised everyone,
It's so grim.
but they have no way of knowing whether you can say that. But they have every reason to believe that. I need to roll a thing here for.
How smart are they?
Not how smart are they? How smart is who's here? Who has the most experience with magic? This spell doesn't exist, but I think Belloc is smart enough to think of this. Belloc is going to call out, "They have no way of putting us down safely. It is do or die either way."
Boo.
There is no way for you to drop these people without killing them, and Belloc has realised it.
There's a lot of damage
Okay,
there.
I'll drop them then.
Spite. Okay, you drop them. I'm going to say that the group that were about to fire do get to fire at you before they drop. Because it was on their turn.
I mean, it seems like the
Roll
thing to do in that
10d6
case.
damage while we're at it.
Oh my god.
Just in case I'll see if any of them can survive.
10d6.
Yeah, it's a 100-foot drop.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm well aware of that. That's just... Whew.
I want to see who makes it out of this alive.
I mean, maybe I could have held it longer, but it felt fun to drop it then.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly it felt spiteful to drop it then.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, do you still have Featherfall? You could cast it on 1 if you really, really wanted to fuck with them, but...
I haven't had Featherfall for a long time. I learned to fly.
Yeah. Well, it was Fly that sort of makes it redundant, doesn't
You
it?
also take 15 points of damage as 2 bullets strike you.
Ow.
38 damage.
Yeah.
Pen god.
Okay. Let's see who can survive that. Okay, the only people who survive that fall are Belloc and the Colonel. So they take 38. Cool. Let's mark that down as how much damage. With a series of splashes striking the mud, 25 broad. No, four were still up. One was gone. 22 corpses. Shortly thereafter, strike the ground and basically gib.
That is messy.
They are splattered. It is a gruesome sight. Also, followed immediately after by a wave of mud landing on them from that interface of water and dirt.
That is grim.
Yeah. So the mud splashes onto you as well. It's got quite a wide spray.
I'm going to have a little bit of a throw up, because that is awful that I just did that.
You do a little
I
sick.
just killed 20 people. And
Oh no. You're not going to be okay later.
they were killing us. They were trying to kill us.
Yeah.
They were doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
But even so, they went splash.
I guess he's going to use up the held action he had. Bellekom, hitting the ground, groaning, barely together, is going to throw the bomb he has had prepared, rather than having a hawk drop it on you. Actually, no, there's no attack roll. Everyone make a dex save. Because you're all still within 5 feet of each other. You're all still within 10 feet of each other.
Yeah. 12.
14.
21.
Okay, Celestia and Corzin are... Okay, only Scamp takes the full damage from this, and it's not necessarily great anyway. Okay, Scamp, you take 7 damage, everyone else takes 3.
Can I Hellish
Sorry.
Rebuke? Because it's finally an individual doing some damage.
Also, I got a concentration up, so...
Yes, I guess
fine.
that's true. That would do it. Is this the time for it?
Terrible damage. It's only 10 damage.
Nevertheless, Bellekom is going to use up his reaction, landing near one of the surviving people, and drag them in front of him, encapsulating them in a bear hug as a sort of... and he's going to use his reaction, Meat Shield, forcing his ally to take the 10 points of damage instead.
Wow.
Which, with the damage you've already inflicted on that one, is actually enough to kill them. They burst into flames.
Sucks.
But hey, that's fuck me. Yeah, I anticipated some sort of large scale fireball or type effect. I didn't anticipate just. I didn't
Turn
anticipate
gravity
something.
upside down.
I didn't anticipate 100-foot diameter effect when I planned this.
I did warn you I was taking the spell.
You did warn me, and I should have read it. But I planned this encounter ahead of you taking your spells,
Fair.
and did not change it. I mean, in fairness, sorcery. No one anticipated would have been able to anticipate that. Okay. That makes it
I killed a lot of people.
Helvy's go.
It's my birthday.
We'll talk about it
tomorrow.
later.
Helvy takes a couple of scrambles up to their feet, takes a couple of shots at the colonel that miss. He's prone.
How's Helvig reacting to these people?
Oh, Helvy's
There is
they're
just
so
a look
adorable.
of horror. There's a look of horror on their face.
Because these people abandoned them.
Don't get me wrong. They were looking over. They were looking with a degree of shock and rage initially, but the fact that it's just rained men
Hallelujah.
has really
next playlist.
changed the
Oh my
tone.
god, yes, next playlist.
It's really changed the tone of this experience for them.
Or, to be fair, actually, it's more let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah.
Both. Always both.
They are looking in. There is like horror going on here. This is probably why their shots are missed. Okay. Elenalate, under the circumstances, is going to. Yeah. Well, one of their wolves is dead, just smashed to pieces. The one that managed to survive, I think, he is basically going to do a runner on this one. This is fuck no. This is like, you don't deal with that shit. He snaps something to his birds and fucks off.
That seems reasonable.
That's so reasonable. I didn't want to have to kill him.
How spiteful is he feeling versus terrified of you is the question. Like, I really want to use this action, but I guess I will save it for another character. Because No, he's not going to try and blind you. He's fucking terrified of you. He just bolts for it. Just runs. Him and the wolf just fucking run for it. Birds as well. This is well above their pay grade. Celestia, you go before the colonel. Who's honestly looking in some nightmarish horror. What the fuck's just going on here?
I have a batshit impulse, but it depends if we're killing Belloc or not.
Oh. I mean...
We don't have time to discuss this, so what's your impulse?
I have no strong feelings either way, anyway.
I mean, There's
literally like 2 mercenaries left now.
I know, and this move won't kill anyone if I do it, but it's a really fun move to do on this character.
Go for it.
Do it then.
I don't know if I should, because, like, Corzin might just shoot him in the face in 2 minutes, which would also be, like,
valid.
fine.
Do a fun thing.
Fuck it, I'm gonna do the weird thing and see what happens, because it's interesting.
Yeah.
So, how I'm picturing it is, we talked about how this worked the first time round. All the colour in the rainbow spirit leaches into the purple stripe. It goes dark.
Yep.
And it shoots from Celestia over to Belloc. And I'm going to say with this one, because she's doing it at a really high level, all the sound in the area gets dampened. It's like it all... Thank you. It's like it all goes into the spirit. And I'm just going to say, do not steal. And I'm going to cast Gesh at level 7.
Oh.
Because I think it's really interesting if this character can't steal for a year, if it works.
Love it.
It's a wisdom
Scamp,
save.
You're getting a tingling feeling.
Oh, did I use my reaction? I did use my reaction. I used Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, balls. I can't do it more than once. Not at 7th level. My save's an 18 now.
Here's an 18. Fuck it. With a burst of sound.
It was the 18 that made a difference, or... Okay.
The impulse, the purple just... the purple streams drive into his eyes and out the back of his skull. There is a brief moment of seeing just almost like images of purple chains around his fingers before they burn into them.
Yeah, Celestia's got proper like purple demon eyes as well. Like all the colour leaches out of the rest of her.
Love it.
Belloc screams, just incoherently screams in horror. Anything else in your turn?
Everything else after that. I'll do a little healing word on myself.
Yep.
Just because I can, and I could do with one. But no, mostly I'm done.
Okay. Colonel will... Fuck it, I'm going to bust out a villain action I didn't anticipate using this round, which is he's scrubbing to his feet. He's going to call retreat to. Honestly, at this point, it's just the one remaining soldier.
Really? You don't need to
of-
shout. It's just one guy.
Yeah, it's like he's calling out retreat. Looks around like there's the horror of seeing there's almost no one left. But him and this other soldier do both get to move their full movement without provoking attacks of opportunity, and he's then going to just fucking dash at that point and just get 90 feet away, further away, running into the trees. Surviving mercenary does the same, dashes away. Top of the round, I guess. Corzin, how much do you particularly want to hunt people down?
How bad is the general looking?
The colonel is not looking.
Colonel, rather.
The colonel is not looking great. He was just dropped from 100 feet after having been shot.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can move enough this round that I can hit him or shoot at him without disadvantage with my carbine, I'm going to do it.
Oh, with your carbine. Carbine range is what? 80 feet?
80, 140, 240.
Nah, he was already 80 feet from you and got 90 feet of distance. That round, with just the naked retreat. You can take a shot with disadvantage.
Yeah, I will probably do that. Is the
lightning shot
other
still
soldier?
there?
Yeah, I was going to say, is the other soldier within range of him that the lightning shot will make a difference? Within 10 feet of him.
I rolled a luck check and that was a 20, so yes.
Okay then, I will do this with disadvantage.
Okay.
Corzin is going to race forward past Belloc, sight him through the trees, and let fly. Oh, with disadvantage, that is a 14.
No, he's not actually that well armoured, so that's a hit.
Oh wow, okay.
Roll damage.
Right then, so he is going to take... I need all of my d8s for this. He is going to take 12 lightning damage on top of... 9 percussive.
Finish him.
And the soldier adjacent to him is going to take 14 lightning damage.
Okay, yeah. Finish them.
All right. Corzin is going to line up. He'll be tracking them, bang, and it's like a bolt of lightning shoots out of the front of his chest and arcs out, like zapping the other guy next to him. He just hits the ground, a smoking mess, and the colonel just sort of stares down at the fist-sized hole that is now in his chest.
It's a very sort of comic book moment of glancing down and then...
Yeah.
Scamp.
How close to Belloc is Corzin?
I'm going to say that you're probably about 20 feet. I'm going to say... no, you got 25 feet, so you're like 30 feet from Belloc, I'm going to generously say.
Alright, this isn't any kind of action. I'm just going to take out a pistol and train it on him and say, don't you fucking dare.
Belloc pays no attention to you. He is screaming. Purple light shining from his eyes.
Oh, okay. In which case, I'm just covering him. I'm just covering him then.
Scamp, do you want to do anything about Belloc?
Yeah, can I...
Because right now there are two surviving people, En and Alate, who is fucking off, but like about, I want to say like 90 feet away by this point.
He is doing a brave Sir Robin.
Yes. I'm going to try and do this anyway. I don't know if this is going to work. Step between Belloc and Celestia, make eye contact with him and just say, sleep, and cast Eye Bite.
Yep, that'll do.
Belloc's having a shit day.
Save.
There is your eyes go black.
A lot of eye colours right now.
His go black as well. And he slumps into the mud. Also, roll a D100.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
8.
Ooh, 8.
Single figures always sound terrible to me. Like, I don't know why.
Oh no.
Oh god,
Single
what is
figures
it?
are terrible.
Single figures are terrible.
Oh my god, what is it? You're the worst.
So you're between Belloc and Celestia.
Yeah, how far away is Belloc?
20 feet.
Oh no.
And so's Celestia. And so's Corzin.
Damn it.
Oh, really?
Lord.
I thought I was 30
Are
feet
you
from him.
Oh, sorry, you're
Exploding.
30 feet. But you are within 20 feet of Scamp, which is the very important part.
Oh dear.
roll damage, and everyone else roll a dexterity save, please.
Okay.
Belloc automatically fails.
22.
Wakes up if he survives.
Dex
Is
save?
the mud around us just baked dry?
Yeah, it's a 14, so not high.
Scamp? Ah, it's wrong. Damage.
32.
Oh, I'm still up.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Scamp explodes in a ball of flame.
Oh, shit.
It's been a while since we've had the fireball in
Yeah.
Wild Magic.
And if I wasn't resistant to fire, I would be down.
Wow.
Okay, so half 32. Are we saying 15 there? Or 16?
32 is 16.
after 16.
I made a
16,
good
sorry.
decision quietly healing myself last term.
Yeah. Belloc is blown away, just on fire.
Is he still alive?
If you provide medical treatment, I will say he is bleeding out.
I will go.
Yeah,
I want
can
him
we
alive.
stabilise him?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying really hard to take him alive.
Let's roll a medicine check,
sorry,
Corzin.
I'm sorry.
I could tell that was unintentional, don't worry.
Yeah, I don't generally cast them centered on myself on purpose.
No,
that's
no
a
one would do
17.
that.
Sorry, what was that, Cousin?
17.
You managed to stabilise the worst of the damage. It's going to have some pretty short of unless you apply magical healing, he's going to have some pretty classy scars along one entire half of his body, but he'll live for the moment.
Right, well, it's not going to be pretty, but he isn't bleeding out.
Okay, let's tie him up.
Yeah.
Right. I just need to take off those.
My only
hit points, I
regret
guess.
is that he was not at that moment also holding some sort of amulet in one hand.
Yeah.
Some sort of plot
I
relevant
mean,
amulet.
it was so good. There was
I
the
mean,
purple and the screaming, the black eyes and the fainting, going unconscious, and then there was just fire.
He could have done the whole melting
God.
thing.
He had like a bad 18 seconds.
Yeah.
That was 6 seconds.
Oh God! No,
like 12.
actually,
You go to the
yours were
second
all
round. You go to
6
the second
seconds.
round.
Yeah, with between you and me, it was 12.
It was the same round, wasn't it?
No, it's the second-
No,
we got to the
it's the
second
next
round.
round.
Yeah.
But
But with that, your opponent stabilised. You have a moment of calm amidst the rain. There's a brief pause. And from Halvey, you just hear...
Oh God! I've got whiskey. Do you need it?
I'm sorry.
Halvey just grabs it.
I think everyone could
immediately
do with it
starts
right now.
Yeah, just
downing
go.
it.
Yep, by all means.
I forgot how. Okay, I put them up there and I didn't think about how hard it would be to get them down without hurting them. I thought maybe they'd listen, but no, they're right. I can't get them down without hurting them.
That's a discovery, isn't it? So the purple is slowly draining out of Celestia's eyes, and there's a look of dawning. Oh, what did I just do? Oh fuck!
You did. Are you all right?
Dunno.
Seriously, are you?
Honestly, that was a lot. I think you win, though. I look at the pile of bodies on the floor.
Are
We
any
can
of
deal
these
with me
together
later. Are
enough?
you okay?
No, I'm a little bit on fire still, but
Oh
that's
fucking
not-
hell!
The rain is
Precision
putting that
damage,
out
yeah.
pretty quickly.
I'm pretty good with fire. I'm all right.
The forest clearing is charred and the ground is slick with mud and blood.
Are any of the bodies together enough they might conceivably rise?
Oh, actually, that's a really good question.
4 of them are.
Chunk, 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 chunk.
The rest of them are too splattered.
Yeah.
Can we get our dog back, or do we have to wait till tomorrow or something?
I'll see. And can I, indeed?
Pick up the plate, run the collar through your hands. Nothing happens.
I think we're out until tomorrow.
Let's not camp
Blast
near
it.
here.
No, let's move.
We can't be that far away. Let's just make a bit of progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
I think we just leave Belloc here. That's my instinct.
No, let's take him back to the people. He's got crimes he has to pay for.
Yeah, also,
he literally can't steal anymore.
Grim though this is, I'm gonna search them for anything usable. Also, that colonel had orders from someone.
True. We could do with knowing what they were doing here.
Yeah.
Helvey, after finishing vomiting up a lot of whiskey-laced effluent.
Is there anything else I can get you, darling?
Well, I'm gonna do the same, minus the whiskey. Oh.
That was something. I don't mean to be...
You can be anything. Say it.
Ungrateful. But there has been quite a lot of nightmare things on this trip.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Sorry about that.
That's entirely fair.
I didn't think it would get a lot worse than the streets full of eyes.
There's no way we could have predicted any of this.
Sorry.
I didn't mean for it to be that this.
Oh,
We'll get you to a city and then you'll be safe and you don't have to have fire and eyes and people falling from the sky anymore.
that would be nice.
You can just make guns. You like that? That's what you want to do, isn't
They
it?
do want help there. If you're interested. It's a really nice place if you haven't been. It's lovely. No eyes or scary stuff. Just it's really nice. We know a nice bar that we can
Not really
show you.
been on a lot of battlefields
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
prior to this. The hunting
Oh,
was
I
one
can imagine
thing,
not.
but they vomit again.
Seems fair.
As soon as I can possibly
With
start.
prestidigitation, politely move the vomit away so that they don't have to be
Yeah.
like
Clear it
sat
out
with
their
it.
beard a bit.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So wipe that off. Thank you.
It's alright. It's a completely reasonable reaction, actually.
I don't know, Nave. Does
Yeah, how's he
look
looking?
a little pale-faced at the devastation, but less affected than Helvey is. Looks scowling at Belloc.
Did I use a healer's kit dose
No,
to
you didn't-
stabilize
you didn't.
Belloc? Alright. Healer's kit for anyone who wants it, though.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Let's walk
Right.
on a little bit. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we'll
Let's
not
move away
relax
from this
here.
era. I'll quickly rifle through what's left of everybody.
While
Yeah.
Corzin's healing people, I sort of turn to the rainbow spirit quietly for a second. That gonna last as long as I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
A year. Fuck. How? Ooh. Better tell them.
Oh,
I
think you-
get Corzin
Oh,
and
that's
Scamp
not
to
all
a
right.
side because I'm not sure I want to say it in front. Actually, I don't worry about Ordinone so much, but Helvey, I think, doesn't need to hear this.
Ordinary and Helvey are sort of passing a water. Like Ordinary is passing Helvey's water skin and is just looking after them while you talk.
I think that's a year he can't steal in.
Well, if
Well,
he
that's
had
amazing.
any brains after today, he never would again.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, good that there's
a
a
year.
strong
Well done.
reinforcement. That's wow. We've definitely come on leaps and bounds.
That's fucked up, isn't it? I just got angry and I changed what somebody can do for a year. Wow.
I got angry and 22 people fell from the sky.
We suck.
We suck.
Sorry, I should have been reassuring you there, but fuck.
No.
Oh,
There were 22 people that were trying to kill us at the time.
Yeah. Because, I mean...
You have a point, but... Fucking hell.
Not necessarily wanting to be there or doing it.
No, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's good, but I'm just saying that it's important to remember that. Trust me, it...
Spells.
I put them up in the sky without thinking about how I could get them down again.
Yeah, spells... Like the big illusion thing that I did. Not as scary.
No, that was horrifying, but
No, not
incredible.
remotely as scary, though. This
No.
comes from, when I was a very different person. That's when this kind of magic started.
Yeah.
Oof.
But you've not used it in a way... You've never used it to harm people properly. What you've done is prevent people from doing more harm.
That's a very
Yeah.
nice way to look at it. I'm just not sure
Well,
it's something you should do on a knee-jerk. I didn't make a decision, I just got pissed off and said something.
Scamp has a point, though. The only time I've seen you use this magic was to stop people from doing something that was demonstrably bad.
You're both very nice.
And, look, I'm not saying this doesn't scare me a little. It does. But, honestly...
I think it should. Honestly.
I'm
Honestly,
going to be
look,
hearing the
can
sound
you-
of people hitting the ground for a long time.
No.
You hear the sound
That's
of
going to be
Helvey
in every
vomiting
dream
again.
I have.
How are you?
Shock.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about how that would go.
I mean, I don't think you knew, did you? That was a new thing. You've not done that before.
Yeah, but I knew what it would do, and I knew that I couldn't just undo it easily. I just didn't really think about what that meant
So I didn't
until they were up in
think
the
about
air.
what a person's free will meant either. So we've both done our bit today.
And then I set him on fire, so it nearly didn't matter, really, did it?
You could have told him to do anything, or not to do anything, that he would have to do in order to just keep living, knowing that that would directly harm him, and you didn't. That would be a thing that somebody else in this situation might have done.
I think this would be worse if I didn't feel this weird about it, so I'm just sort of embracing it.
No, and that's all to the good. You sit with that, but don't dwell on it forever.
I mean, Scamp, you didn't mean to either.
No, you didn't.
Kinda did, though. I knew what it would do.
I think I did too, a bit. Scary.
We should get back to the city.
Yeah, we need to get back to where
'cause-
people are.
Whatever we've done, awful things we've done here, it mostly self-defense. And defense of this weapon that is clearly important and matters to a lot of people. They were just going to destroy that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for no reason other than they hate the Achene.
I don't know, Nate,
So-
wandering over at this point, hearing you point out, this... I think I've said before, but this is, this sky glaive is a symbol as much as it is a thing.
It's important, yeah?
What is a thing that you tell stories about? A thing, an object.
Oh,
I don't know.
Grail.
Yeah, the Grail. That's true. You've never seen that, though.
A relic?
A relic's a good word for it.
It is like that.
Very important, then.
Yeah.
Even if it has no magic. It is a
It has history.
thing- Yes, it is a thing to bring many clans, many nations to one place.
Oh. That is something.
Something that has the power to unite people.
Or cause war.
That's a kind of magic in itself.
But,
Metaphorical magic.
Stories
Yeah.
are powerful.
but if it is destroyed, it cannot. It is just a story.
But if a story is solid, that's something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to get this back to the city.
Yeah.
And Belloc, and then he can stand trial. They can get the justice that they
I mean,
deserve.
we said we'd bring back a piece of Finn.
True.
Not only bring back a piece of Finn, but bring back the person who caused all the trouble. That's something.
He must have tracked us here.
I worry about how.
We can work that out later when we have the opportunity to speak to him. But for
I don't
now,
know, he just looks at you, Scamp. Do you not recall the portion of the journey where we travelled on giant pink cats?
You know what? That does sound a little bit familiar. I might remember that a little bit.
I think everyone noticed our journey.
Oh, okay, you make a really valid point.
Celestia starts gently sort of cry laughing in the background. Like that's the reaction that I'm getting right now. Just has a sort of minor breakdown in the corner. We did do that.
I think maybe we need to rethink our travel arrangements going forward.
You didn't think anyone would notice the giant fucking ducks?
Oh,
Well,
the ducks were a
possibly-
thing too, weren't they?
Yeah.
possibly
Yeah.
And
limit
the
yourselves.
snakes that time. That happened.
Oh,
Possibly limit yourself to something that has consistent hooves at the very least. They can be whatever colour you like, whatever shape you like, so long as the tracks look the same.
Oh, I need to be so drunk. Just. Whew. Okay.
How much time has passed since actually the Achene ran off?
I'll say that by the time you've gathered your things, you've searching through the bodies. By the way, you find. I'm just going to say you find another 50 rounds of ammunition for your carbine
Nice.
or box.
Nice.
You find the shattered remnants of some low-grade healing potions because they got dropped from high level.
None of them survived.
From
Okay.
100 feet up. Yeah.
There's and you find 6 gold pieces in collected money,
Fair enough.
as well as Herr Belloc's checkbook.
Right, I will take that, but also, is
Well,
there
let's write
anything on
some
the
checks.
kernel?
Sorry.
Is there anything on the kernel? Like, any
You
letters,
find their papers.
dispatches, orders? Okay, I'm going to take the papers, because that's potentially useful.
But you do not find any orders that you can tell.
Not even like any kind of written arrangement between him and Belloc, because presumably...
Okay, no, I will say,
Yeah.
for the sake of time, you do
Yeah.
search through. You are able to find... Alright, you're able to find... you are actually able to find a small notebook or journal. It is written in code. It will
okay.
take you some time to decode.
Oh, we can spend time on that.
But that's the thing you can spend time on. You would guess it to be some sort of private journal or diary. However, you gather your things together, you begin journey on. By the time you've gotten go, by the time this is all happening, it's been like 20 minutes, probably 10 to 20 minutes since the Achene ran off. They are long gone.
Right, yeah.
And as you
figured.
make your way northwards, after about an hour as a point where you're just sort of picking up and fumbling with the collar, you touch the nameplate, and with a billowing of smoke...
welcome back. Right, stroking his flanks.
You're able to pile onto the dog. Taking a fifth person as captive, going to hand wave this and say that you are able to bring them, as it were, as luggage, but Kobros cannot move as quickly. It's
Tie him to the back.
Rate of travel.
Corzin would have been dragging him thus far.
And you carry on, making your way the final leg of your journey north to Tiope. But that is where we will pick up next time. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s. A quick note from future Jason here. This episode featured a community-created element from my Patreon. The Skyglaive was created as a poll for an item, mundane, with cultural significance, being pursued by those who sought to destroy it. If you want to vote on other community creations, be sure to check out our Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon, link in the description. Have a lovely day. I've witnessed horrors within then. I've watched the skies start raining men. The thief is caught by friends most brave, now homeward to restore the glaive.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.